Going live. Huh. What's going on? How is everyone? Doing a little live stream today. It's YouTube and chill. I'm Ted Santos, and it's Friday, and it's time for a little YouTube and chill. And we love talking about sex on Fridays and YouTube and chill. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's talk about sex, baby. Yeah. How's everyone doing? It's a Friday. And I think we still have good weather up here in New Jersey and New York. It's my voice coming through on Friday's YouTube and chill. It's YouTube and chill time. Friday. 2 o'clock, more or less, in Spanish, más o menos. 2 o'clock, 2:10. Slightly bit of a later start, but we're here. It's 2-ish on Friday. YouTube and chill. What's going on, SWPJ? Good to see you guys in the house. Uncle Ted, Scobe, what's going on? How you guys doing? It's Friday and it's time to YouTube and chill. You know what we talk about on Friday when we do YouTube and chill. You got to talk about sex, man. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's talk about sex. Let's get the likes in when you come in. Come in, click on the like. So this way YouTube can catch us in the algorithms and send some more traffic this way, and we can have a big party at the YouTube and chill. Thanks for joining in, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my Patreon, check me out. If you haven't seen some of my other videos here on YouTube, check them out. Check out some of the other YouTube and chills where we actually had a good time talking about sex. Chaos for you. Hey, haven't seen you in a bit. What's going on? Chaos for you. SW, Scobe, Uncle Ted. I do get called. They call me Uncle Teddy, believe it or not. Uncle Teddy is what my nieces call me. I don't have any nephews, not yet. Wearing shades indoor. I have worn shades at nighttime. I have. Not these, but I've had some that I've put on at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. That's right. You ain't. All right, cool. Ted is cool. That's the way I introduce myself. Ted Santos. I am Ted Santos. So that means clearly I'm coming through loud and clear. That means you guys can hear me. And I've put, let's see, any support you guys provide, greatly appreciate. I put my Cash App and PayPal in there. And as I said, if you haven't checked me out on Patreon, check me out. Like this video when you come in. Share it. This is going to be a good one. Do people choose sex over intelligence? And I thought about this. So I even wondered, are people really turned on by intelligence? Right. So we're going to open this up. We're going to open this conversation up and drill and dive into this one. We're going to really dive in. We're going to get deep to the bottom. We're going to get to the bottom of this one. Yeah, biologically, yes. Adulting, been adulting. Hey, you've been adulting. That's good. All right. This is true. This is true. PJ, what's up with Kevin Samuels? There are all kinds of things flying around about him. So apparently not. I haven't heard something. It must be some hot off the press thing. How's everyone doing this Friday? Everyone cool? I'm doing groovy, man. In the old days, like they used to say back in the 60s, everything is groovy, man. Far out. We're going to do some YouTube and chill. And you know, I never do this stuff alone. I always chill with a chiller outer. You guys know that. So we're ready to rock and roll on some. We're going to talk about, do people choose sex over intelligence? Sex, what's more important, sex and intelligence? And I know you guys are, you guys who follow me, without question, you guys are bringing a ton of intelligence. So what do you do with that? Is intelligence some kind of secret weapon and you don't know how to use it? Can you use it? Can intelligence be used to get more sex? Or to get the woman you really want and get the sex out of her that you want so she's not withholding it. Can intelligence be like a superpower? And, you know, there are all kinds of talks about how sex is really good for the brain. So can more sex make you more intelligent? And their mother. Or yeah, exactly. Acid in the 60s. So maybe women do like intelligence. So should I do this alone, guys, or you want me to bring in the soldiers, the twin soldiers? So you think intelligence is just icing on the cake, SW? No one liked the smart Hulk. Okay. Well, that's true. Yeah, that's what they say. Yet the Hulk has all that in him, right? So guys, let's get into this. Like, but I don't want to do this alone. Let's get into it. Guys, you know Letitia. We're gonna do some Netflix and chill with Letitia. And Letitia and I are going to get in. I mean, we're gonna get into this right now.
Like we always do.
We're gonna drill down. I'm gonna drill, you know.
You're shameless. You're shameless.
I'm gonna drill down in you on this one.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh. That's why I have to wear it. I'm gonna turn the lights on. That's why I need shades.
Well, I got my lights on. You ready?
What do you mean? Your headlights?
No. I have a ring light.
Say hello to everyone.
I'm all covered today.
We see that. You cheated.
When you guys stop focusing on certain things, stop talking about them, and I wouldn't cover them up.
Oh my God! See, they noticed immediately, all covered.
It's okay. I'm still me, though.
That's interesting. So someone said, he said, as a man, if you have sex appeal, intelligence is icing on the cake. No one liked the smart Hulk. It feels like they pretend to like intelligence, but given the choice, they choose sex. Intelligence can be used, but I refuse to use that when it comes to sex because I think humans are entitled to sex. So no one really has to fight for it.
Okay.
It's not possible. So it
You
seems like people understand that intelligence is important, but when it comes down to it, they're going to choose sex over intelligence. What do you think?
I am inclined to agree.
All right, yeah, I see. Is someone having sex in the background there?
No, that's someone having fun in the kitchen.
On the kitchen table?
Yeah, no.
No. Okay. They left you out of the party, it sounds, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't invited.
Okay. Well, we're having a party here.
That's all right. Yeah, party for two. That's all that's necessary.
Only two?
Only two.
We have a bunch of people watching us, though.
That's all right. They're voyeurs.
The voyeurs? You guys, you've got to click the likes if you want to see this. If you want to see the real show, we got to get some likes up in here. Rashid, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. What's up? It's kind of fun. You got a lot of noise in the background.
Do I? I know it's, let's see, it's midday. Everyone's here right now. Everyone decided to come at the same time. So,
okay. Skip 03. What's going on? Right. So do women actually prefer intelligence? Get the likes up, guys. Get the likes up.
Women, for the most part, men, for the most part, no. Humans do not prefer intelligence over sex.
I don't get that.
Why don't you get it? Sex is not, I mean, intelligence isn't sexy, except for a few people.
You need to close your door because you have a lot of noise.
Yeah, hold on.
So, guys, I think that I wonder if sex can be a man's secret weapon if used properly. So are people really turned on? That the other question, the way I wanted to title this is, are people turned on by intelligence? So if we go down the path of are people turned on by intelligence, then we have to start peeling off the layers and looking at what people are really turned on by. And is it really intelligence, or is it intelligence, social intelligence game? Yeah. Scobe, you want to call in? You know what? I've got a link in there. The link is in the chat. Click on the link. Come on in, Scobe. So, hey. You about so you don't like Tisha? Why are you gonna be like that, West Coast? Thanks for joining in. You left. You abandoned us.
I don't know. It kind of froze up or something, so I had to refresh the screen.
Okay. So someone says social intelligence and status power is the aphrodisiac.
Oh, sorry. Speaking to women. Okay. Hold on, give me a second, because there's so much going on right now. So.
Okay. So we have someone who wants to join us.
Briefly.
Hey, Scobe.
Because I don't have the best background, so I don't want to be long.
All right.
Wanted to say, and I wanted to vocally get your response, not to go back and forth. But I have an attraction to intelligence, especially when I was younger. Sexuality probably was more important. But as I got older, my liking for, and I'm 33.
You're
my liking for intelligence became.
You're from Harlem or you're from Brooklyn?
I'm from Harlem and Queens.
Harlem and Queens. All right, I got it.
Those are my stomping grounds.
All right.
As I got older, I don't know if it's a generational thing or society of the times, but intelligence, women who were intelligent began to use their intelligence to give me a hard time.
Why do you say that?
I got into more battles, more tug of wars with women who were of higher intelligence. Even on issues where I'm not necessarily taking the lead, but where I just might need a co-pilot or something. And they would use their intelligence to get out of things or to have it their way.
Give me an example. Give me an example. I mean, it's abstract what you're saying. I don't want to make an assumption. Give me an example?
I can't off top. That's why I said I'm gonna keep it brief.
Okay. Because
it's more of an impulsive call to the conversation. Okay. I just wanted to contribute that.
All right. So wait a second. You're saying that. What I hear you saying, maybe or not saying, is that there may be some women who are intelligent and they don't necessarily want an intelligent man.
How did you do that? How did you do that just now? How did you figure that out?
No, I hear the New York sarcasm, but is that what you're saying?
No, that you expressed it how I couldn't just now.
Okay. So then I would ask a question, right? And maybe it's hard for you to actually answer it, but maybe it's a way for you to look at it going in the future. Were those women actually intelligent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and let me tell you why. Because if someone, especially if they have high intelligence, they may be less. People with high intelligence are less likely to attempt to invalidate you. They generally tend to ask a lot of questions because they're constantly learning. And if someone has to prove they're intelligent, and so let's just, I'm going to make some assumptions. Let's say that women saw you as naturally intelligent, and maybe they started to question their own intelligence. So in order to sort of survive, with this reputation they want to have as being intelligent, they may have invalidated yours so that they can remain as having a reputation as being intelligent. Did I complicate things with that?
In some cases, yeah. In some cases.
Okay.
In some cases. I normally see, like when I deal with intelligent women, I get intellectual spars. I get a disagreement because they have the ability, even though they're wrong, they have the ability to hold an argument. So I get into a lot of intellectual matches that's just a waste of time. Just pontificating, waste of time.
Right. So someone said the question is, are they intelligent or were they educated? There's a difference. So that's kind of what I'm getting at.
You're slicing it down. You're peeling the layers off.
Right. So you can have an education and have information, and you can pull someone outside of their own their expertise, right? What their college degree or their experience gave them. And an intelligent person, you can pull them out of their expertise and they don't get defensive. Like, I just give an example. I was dating this woman who was about 10 years younger than me, and her father was about 10 years older than me. And I met her father, and I put something on the table. He and I were talking about a lot of different topics, social, history, politics, ancient history. We were having all this stuff. And I put something on the table he knew nothing about. Instead of him getting offended and defending himself, he started asking me questions. And her father's for sure had an exceptionally high IQ. And so that's what I'm getting at. Like, usually people who are intelligent, instead of them defending or getting in a combative situation, they generally engage you in a way so that they can fully understand. And people who may have an education and not be intelligent, because a lot of times people think just because you have an education, you're intelligent. Now, if you majored in physics or math, generally those people have exceptionally high IQs, high intelligence. So, and I know you dropped off. So,
All right, and I'm back. It's quiet now, so I can engage now.
okay, wait, hold on, Scare. I just want to.
Okay.
Scobe, you dropped out. So, did you hear what I was saying, Scobe?
No, I missed it, and I don't want you to regurgitate, but if you don't mind.
Okay. So I'm getting. Did you hear me saying I was speaking to this woman's father?
Yeah.
Okay. And I put something on a topic on the table he knew nothing about. And so instead of him getting indignant and defensive, he just started asking me questions to understand. And it was very interesting to watch how his mind worked.
But does he, is he in a, he's not in a relationship with you where he kind of wants to take lead sometimes. He's not the leader in the situation at the moment in time. So when you deal with someone on a day-to-day basis, or you live together, so an intelligent person, not even a person, the women that I've dealt with, let me do it like that, it becomes battles. And the I told you so doesn't work out because there's built animosity there, whether I say I told you or not. Even if the end result benefited us both.
Here's the thing with high intelligent people.
I'm not going to say high intelligent, by the way.
Well,
I wouldn't even consider me that.
Very intelligent people who are above average in intelligence. They know that they're right in their hearts. They know that they're right. They know what they're talking about. So it's hard to try to get someone who has already in their mind, in their head, in their brain, they have the answer. It's hard trying to get them to change that. It's hard to get them to see the information from your perspective. So I think with people who are very, very intelligent, especially women, it's not that they're trying to dominate you or showboat.
It's not.
No, it's just intelligent people. For the most part, they for lack of better words, they just think they know everything. They believe they have the answers. And they're trying to give you the information that they have. And unfortunately, when it comes to the male-woman dynamic, sometimes it's hard for someone to basically back off and say, okay, agree to disagree.
That's because that's illogical.
There's no
a battle of wills. It becomes a battle of will between two intelligent people.
Some issues are not agree to disagree situations when they're life issues and they're happening. There's no agree to disagree. We make this move. Okay, then you make the move. Look, you're wrong. And that kills all that and some women and men, that will kill the.
But you said that they're trying to you feel like they're using your intelligence basically in a way, like a weapon against you.
Yeah, because if you're very intelligent, you can take both sides of an argument. You can argue them both.
Correct. Correct.
Knowing one side is wrong, but you can still take that side. And if you're superior debating, you can be right. Not that you are, but you can appear to be right.
That's correct.
And that's what a lot of intelligent women do, and it kills all sexual tension out the window. You can
Sorry,
say some, you can
but
say something. An intelligent woman is more likely to say something to a man, right? She thinks she doesn't look good anymore, but it was something you said. That undermining thing you said, that's killing a man's ego. And now this girl, who's not that intelligent and probably more attractive, she's more moldable.
did you
She's
say
more moldable.
Mold to
She
mold.
more for the situation, not as in me developing her or anything, but just for the situation of comfort. Like an intelligent person will bring up, they'll fit an intelligent. Now I won't even make it a gender issue either. An intelligent person will be thinking about the argument they lost and they bring it up later. Shit, I just want to have dinner and watch the show. Good Lord. Now I won the argument again and you don't even want to touch me over it. And it was petty.
I think
It was
that's
something small.
I think that's more of a woman thing than intelligence.
I take that.
Yeah,
I take that.
I think that's more of a woman thing than intelligence. Women tend to hold on to things longer than men do, and unless it's hashed out in that moment, if it's not hashed out in that moment, she's going to carry that throughout the day. I'm not saying all women are like that, but it seems like that's more of the issue than her intelligence or her education level. And then there's a difference between a person being intelligent and a person simply being educated. Because, like you said, an intelligent person can argue both sides. An intelligent person is capable of reasoning and logic, and they can see faults. They can see they know when the limit has been reached when it comes to their level of knowledge, right? There might be someone who the person in front of you might have more superior knowledge than you do. An intelligent person can deduce that and the conversation can be moved along. Now, if we were talking about an educated person, someone with degrees who are operating and thinking like they are very intelligent, then that's where the problem more so seems that you're having versus it just being intelligent women. So are you dating women who have degrees?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of degrees do they have?
Nothing major. Nothing major.
So
It's been a long time since it's been something major.
okay. So they have a degree, a 4-year degree?
Yeah.
Okay. So in their belief, do you have a degree?
No, I don't have any degrees.
Okay. So their belief is they're smarter than you, they know more than you because they have a degree.
Absolutely. But I
Okay.
find even in women who are not even academic.
Well, listen, women
Nigga, shut up.
women
You don't know what you're talking
women
about.
have a difficult time listening.
So this is what it is because it's on TV.
Yeah, we have a difficult time listening sometimes, especially when we get in our head that we're right and we know something. It has zero to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with our background, our upbringing of, men are supposed to acquiesce to everything that we say, everything that we desire. We're supposed to be the center of the relationship. And here you are not giving me what I want. So now it's going to be an issue. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to listen to you. I'm going to cause this huge argument, this huge blow up because I'm not getting what I want in this moment. And what I want in this moment is for you to listen to me. I want to be right. So that's a woman issue.
Well, remember, and I spoke to you, Letitia, about women have this propensity to invalidate men. It's huge. So, Scobe, I want to give you some, lack of better words, insight. So, getting a college degree, even a PhD or a master's degree or a PhD, even a medical degree, it does not guarantee intelligence. That I need you to hear that. You get me loud and clear on that?
Mm.
You got me loud and clear on that?
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Now, there are majors where to have that major, you have to have high intelligence just to have the major. And those majors are limited. It's mathematics, it's physics, any kind of physics, aeronautics, engineering, those three majors. If you meet a woman who has one of those three majors, she's most likely going to have high intelligence. And in all likelihood, she's going to be much better at listening. Now, if a woman has a law degree, an engineering degree, maybe psychology, but there are other degrees where you can have an above average intelligence, but not high. So if you have a high intelligence, that means 98% of the time you're going to meet people who are not as smart as you. So that means only the people with high intelligence, that's 2% of the population in the US, right? You just get clear on that, right? If you have above average, we're only talking like the top 5%. So that means 95, not 98, 95% of the time you're going to be more intelligent. So if a woman has an above average IQ, 95% of the time she meets people, she's going to be smarter than them. And she's seen that pattern so long that she's ready to be right most of the time. And she's probably kept people around her. And PJ, science, technology, coding, another one for high intelligence is code. If people are doing like complicated, computer science, but it's got to be like people who are coding, high intelligence. If their majors are not that, then most likely they're putting on a front. They're using the degree as like some kind of shield. You follow? You with me on that?
I'm listening to you.
And so they can actually use the shield and crush you just by saying, I have this degree, I have an undergrad, I have a master's degree, I have a PhD. And it technically means nothing because
it should have some merit.
No, you're giving it too much. This is why I'm going to tell you why it means nothing, because you go to school and they give you information. Information has no value. I can give you the top 10 books with the most valuable information in the world, and you and I put it on the table and look at those top 10 books. And what will those books accomplish? I'm asking you, what will those books accomplish?
The floor is yours.
I'm asking you, if you and I get the top 10 books in the world with the most valuable information in the world, put those 10 books on the table, tell me what those books are going to accomplish.
I don't know the right or wrong answer.
Those books are going to accomplish nothing.
And
even though they're filled with information, that the information is just going to sit there on the table, like filled with the books are going to be filled with information, and they will accomplish zero. So I'm saying information by itself has no value. You with me now? And so people will say, I have this information, therefore I'm valuable, except information itself has zero value. So if you can understand that, then you will stop putting more value. See, if women are doing this with you, is because they've already convinced you that they are more valuable than you because they have a degree. So they are addressing you as an inferior who should respect them, and you shouldn't question them. And like you said, they'll even go against what they believe just to be right, just to invalidate you. And what you're left with is you've been dismantled.
I get invalidation from the college grad all the way to the GED to the dropout.
All right. So wait. So here's see, instead of competing, right? So what I'm hearing is you're a guy who really does have brains. And I told you when I met this woman's father, when I put a topic on the table, instead of him competing with me, he started asking questions. And by him asking questions, it was going to allow him to understand where I was coming from, and then he can engage me. Now, I'm I'm going to put something out there, and there's got to be, you can't be afraid to have some level of recklessness is part of what I'm getting at, right? So if you are respecting information more than it deserves, then you put yourself at an automatic deficit. So when I say recklessness, I'm saying in an intelligent way, start asking questions to understand. Because sometimes you'll find out that the person doesn't understand the topic as well as they're claiming. Or there may be holes in what they're saying, and you help them discover that. Now, they may become defensive, and that could happen. And part of what I want to get in this conversation today is what women are really looking for, right? And you know, Letitia and I are going to go through that. But do you get what I'm saying when I say start asking questions as opposed to going into a combative mode?
Yeah, I get it. I see where you're going with it.
Because see, now instead of you going after her, you're pulling her toward you with questions, and you might start asking questions that she can't answer. And if she can't answer them, how is she defending something that she doesn't fully understand?
See, there comes I get it. I'm gonna exit the conversation so you guys can go on.
Well, let me say another. When I say be reckless, it's like kind of fearless, right? So you probably, in most cases, you probably have a bunch of questions already in your head, but you won't ask. The reasons could be several, right? Like you don't want to sound stupid because she's so much more intelligent than you, so don't ask a stupid question. And in some ways, to deal with a woman like that and say, hey, look, I'll admit I'm probably not as intelligent as you, and I'll probably have a bunch of stupid questions. But do you mind if I ask you one stupid question?
I would never say that.
See, but this is why I say this. That's why it's got to be some level of recklessness.
Yeah.
Like you have to be fearless. If a woman sees that you're not fearless, man, she's gonna push your ass right off the cliff. And it won't matter if she's a dropout. See, this is technically, that's why that you're actually getting us in the territory of what this is really about. What women are really looking for is manhood. What I gave you the whole conversation about how information is worthless. Like I could, it just, a woman with a very average IQ can study business and she has information about business. You get someone with a very high IQ studying the same thing, and what they will do with that same knowledge is very different, right? You can see that, right?
Application.
Right, but that has something to do with intelligence and your ability to distinguish possibility or opportunities in the world. The average person is just going to do what they're told to do. The exceptional person is going to create opportunities with the same information. So if the average person takes that information and is just average, they're waiting for orders because of how they see themselves. The exceptional person is going to take the same information and probably they're going to invent something new. They're going to say, hey, I have all this information. I see a new opportunity out of what's not being said. So like when you and I first started talking and you said that I said what you couldn't express,
Yeah.
it's that kind of thing. It's being able to take in the information and then kick out something that was not even there.
In my defense, there's some wisdom on your part.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
There's some wisdom on your part, brother, and life experiences that give you the ability to express that. So,
let me say this: it has nothing to do with age.
mm-hmm.
See, this is part of what I want you to get. Forget about age. See, people will use everything to work against you. They'll say, "Well, I'm older than you. I have more education than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm from this socioeconomic class," and all those things. They'll end up tearing you down to nothing. Or I have more street. I have more street cred. Whatever they have to use to diminish you, and then tell you, now that I've diminished you down to nothing, let's intellectually spar. And where are you going to be from there?
Pontificating.
Right. So one thing that you have on your side, and you got is that you're a man. I'm telling you, being a man gives you a lot of power on your side, and you can create boundaries. So without getting upset with the woman, without yelling, this is about sort of like a martial arts expert in keeping their head straight. So that's one of the things in martial arts is that you find yourself in combat. You don't want to freak out and just start swinging. You want to keep your head together so you can pick your opponent apart and demolish them. So it's about you keeping your head together and asking the right questions. And I bet you those questions are coming in your head. You just don't know you can ask them. Whether you think you're going to sound stupid or this woman is going to pick you apart, just get accustomed to asking questions. And I'm going to invite you. I'm going to invite you to do that right now. Ask me the question that you think you can't ask me right now.
Yeah, that's not going to work because I'm kind of I'm taking in what you said and I'm thinking of situations where what you're telling me would have been useful to me. So I'm kind of like I'm in like a whirlwind of thoughts, more assembly line of thoughts, and getting together in past experience, some recent where my point. See, because what happens a lot of the times is I do have an ego, and I don't want to have to like booby trap a person. Just this is what it is, and it's blatant. And I'm kind of offended if I have to use like arguing techniques in a situation where I'm trying to show some leadership. And if the person just went my way, it's, there's so many instances in a relationship where I told you so is not the cool thing. Like,
What? See, so I've
there's
led.
no reward in that. There's no reward in that in a relationship. I told you so.
No, I get that. You don't want to annihilate the person. So as in my profession, I've led company. Like as an executive, I've led the entire company. And one of the things that I learned in leading people is to ask questions as opposed to giving people answers. A lot of people think intelligence. See, people who have high intelligence, they know the question is more valuable than the answer. So if someone's coming at you with a flurry of information and disguising it as intelligence, right? You got that? Just because someone has information doesn't mean they are intelligent. They can be disguising that they lack intelligence and they just throwing all this information, and all you have to do is start asking a few questions. I think you're more intelligent than you realize, and I'm willing to bet one of the things that you have is something called pattern recognition, where you can actually start to see how one subject is connected to another and there are parallels. And if you can ask people questions, even though it seems to be unrelated, you'll start to find out that they don't know as much as they claim to know. See, they may just have the information and they are limited. And I'm asking you do you understand that information is limited? Do you understand that information itself is limited?
It goes both ways.
I don't understand what you mean by both ways.
It depends on the subject.
Okay, let me put it this way: 7.5 billion people on the planet. If I extracted all the knowledge and information from 7.5 billion people on the planet, do you realize that that would still not exhaust all the possible knowledge and information in the universe? Would you understand that?
Absolutely.
Right. So that means out of 7.5 billion people, we are still limited. Can you get that?
Absolutely.
Good. So if you're speaking to just one person, imagine how limited they are.
I'm following you.
So I'm asking you to get that people are not as powerful as they are presenting themselves to be. They can exploit you.
Beautifully put. Beautifully put. I want to continue this conversation later with you if I could.
How do you want to do that?
I'm going to let you guys proceed. I'll hit you up.
All right, cool.
We are connected. Thank you for talking with your Letitia, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you wanted to add on to what he said.
Oh no, he handled that beautifully.
Yeah. He taught me a lot. Thank you guys. Thank you, Uncle Ted.
Hey, thanks,
I'm going to
Scobe.
continue listening. Peace.
All right, thank you. All right. Hey, Nelly Nell. And thanks, West Coast Reg. Thanks for the super chat, man. Okay, Teddy, I'll be nice. Here's $5 on it. Play it.
Ed, I'm tired.
Yeah.
They're thinking me of sleeping. I was not sleeping.
All right. I'm sleepy.
I had a hard day at the gym today. I don't.
So
Delivery is coming.
when I told him to be reckless, I saw your face. I saw expression on your face. You were like, "Oh my God, he's gonna tell him to be a caveman and throw the woman out the window or something." What's going on, country boy? Hey,
That's my face. Because we had this conversation. Yeah, but you handled that beautifully when you told him be reckless in asking questions and not being afraid to ask questions, because right. I think that's what men do. They get backed into a corner and they back down, and that's what women are expecting them to do. And you can't back down. You have to ask the questions you want to ask, and you have to ask the follow-up.
And what else do they need to do when it comes to not backing down?
What else do they need to be assertive, stand their ground, be assertive.
And what else? Boundaries. Put some boundaries on her ass.
I'm like, I thought you was drawing me a heart. Aw, see, I thought to feel some type of way. That's an hourglass. I thought you were drawing me a heart.
Is that a heart? That's for every.
That's a heart.
That's what a heart is for a man.
No, okay, so that's why y'all don't have one.
That's what a heart. They're like, oh man, look at that. Oh.
Yeah, that's why y'all don't have one. All right. Okay, so what was the question? Because now I'm back. There's no disturbance, so we can really get into the topic. Sorry, everyone. So
you ready to get into it? I have to put my shades back on, huh?
No, leave those shades off. But yes, we can get into it. I like it better with your glasses on.
Oh my God! What about like that?
Oh, go ahead and put them on. See, they make you look so intelligent.
Oh my gosh! So
go ahead, put those glasses back on, Clark Kent.
Are you telling me what to do?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. See, that was handled. Good. So, what kind of women do like intelligence in men, or if they exist? So if any guy out there, how would he recognize a woman who's going to appreciate his intelligence?
One who is willing to listen and engage, and not engage in order to be right. She's not combative and argumentative. She might be passionate, but she's not trying to invalidate, tear you down, and basically try to make you feel as if she's smarter than you are. So there are women actually who do who are attracted to men who are intelligent. I, for one, am attracted to intelligence. Why are you smiling like that? What are you looking at?
PJ said, don't tell a caveman what to do. See, he understands.
Okay.
He said it means she doesn't like your face, Ted.
Absolutely. I love his face. That's why I want him to take the shades off and put the glasses on, because I have a fetish when it comes to men in glasses. So.
Ah, man. So we're going to get some, I'll keep it clean.
It just makes you look even more intelligent. So, you got that professor look going on. And I am a woman who's highly attracted to men who are highly intelligent.
So Mr. Foreman said something interesting. Us men choose sex over intelligence until we choose a wife or girlfriend.
I think for the most part, people do not want someone who is just straight, plumb dumb. But I don't think intelligence is high on the list. I can tell you when it comes to my clients and when it comes to the women who sign up to be a part of my database, no one really truly says intelligence. They might, smart might be there, but it's not high on the list, and it's not on everyone's list. But attractiveness, that means you want to have sex.
So you said that women who are intelligent are more likely to listen, ask questions, and engage the guy. That's one way to see that a woman is intelligent, right? She's probably interested in the guy, right? So now you get women who are, so you match make for guys, which means you have to match them with women. So when you match them with a woman, you need to understand what the woman is looking for. Right? You need to understand what both genders are seeking in the opposite sex. How often are women saying, "Oh yeah, I want that intelligent man. That's what I'm looking for"?
I've never heard a woman say she wants someone who's intelligent. I've seen a few applications come in when they said they want someone smart. For the most part, a lot of them want someone who is educated, but women aren't necessarily looking for intelligence. I don't even think people really truly know how to clarify or categorize what intelligence actually is. Because people tend to think education means intelligence. A person being smart is intelligent. And that's not the case. And even when I ask this question about intelligence in singles groups, it's not high on the priority list for men or women.
So in simple layman's terms, what do you think? Some people may say, well, I'm smart, and someone else says I'm intelligent, or he's smart and she's intelligent. What do you think the difference is between the two?
One is smart and one is intelligent.
What's the difference between smart and intelligence?
The person who is intelligent recognize the difference between intelligence and just being smart.
So what are you saying? You don't recognize the difference?
What? What do you mean I don't recognize the difference?
You said that's the difference.
No, the difference is, are you saying the person? So if one person says they're intelligent, the person who recognized it knowing the difference between smart and intelligence, they categorize themselves as intelligent, not just smart. They know that there's a difference. Intelligence is not only gaining knowledge, but it's applying knowledge. Smart people only gain knowledge, and they use that knowledge for what they're learning in a field or capacity. Intelligent people gain knowledge and apply that knowledge to a broad spectrum of things and everything in their life, basically.
Okay. So it's interesting because when I look at the definition, it says smart is having or showing a high degree of mental ability. That's for smart. And then it uses intelligent, brightest, smart young student, a smart decision, investment idea. That wasn't a very smart thing to do. The pursuit of genius, or at least being the smartest person in the room, continues to tantalize humans.
Are you reading definitions?
Yes, ma'am. So intelligence.
About definitions.
What did PJ say about telling cavemen what to do? So, so intelligence has been defined in many ways: the capacity for logic, understanding, self-awareness, learning, emotional knowledge, reasoning, planning, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving. So that's actually interesting because and Scobay sent me a Cash App. Thanks for the Cash App, Scobay. I just saw that. Thank you very much for that. And what Scobay is saying, that if these women are debating and arguing to the point of a turnoff, intelligence says that based on the understanding of intelligence, those women lack intelligence. So they may be attempting to be the smartest person in the room or the smartest in the relationship, except intelligence talks about logic and self-awareness, learning.
Yeah, that's basically what I told him, is that the women that he is dealing with, it has absolutely nothing to do with intelligence. It's just educated women or smart women who want to be right. And so they're arguing to that point. And that, yeah.
Right. So and this is what I was getting at with him. A lot of times people who are not intelligent will spend more time trying to prove that they are. See, if you're intelligent, you don't have to prove that you are. If anything, you'll start asking questions instead of proving that you know stuff.
I somewhat disagree, because highly intelligent people will spend hours trying to argue a point.
That's different in arguing a point. But what I'm saying is not knowing when you've actually gone beyond sort of a point of no return. Like you lack the self-awareness to see that you've gone too far.
What's really too far, though? I've argued with some high intelligent people who can't seem to they latch onto something like a pit bull with a bone, and they don't know how to just let go and just, okay, all right, yeah, it turns into a circular conversation, a circular argument, and it's time to move on, but they can't.
Well, sometimes you can take in a discussion and you can actually make fun with it, right? You can still end up taking it and making it into fun. And that's if you have the intelligence. That's if you have the intelligence to know that you are in this you're reaching a line where you don't want to go beyond that line.
Yeah, okay, you have a point.
So you can make fun. You know there are parameters. I should only go this far. I'm getting very close. Let's make a joke out of it. And either we can continue it, right? I just lighten the mood up. We can continue, or we're going to go in a different direction.
What an intelligent person will not engage in is ad hominems during an argument. They will not engage in ad hominems, low blows, and personal attacks. They'll just argue the facts or their perspective. So that's the difference between a person who is intelligent and a person who is just pretending at being intelligent. That's what I've noticed.
Well, and that gets to what the invalidation. They'll invalidate. That ad hominem attacks are basically a way to invalidate a person. So if I can invalidate you, and that's what I was saying to Scobay, is that a lot of these, it sounds like women are attempting to invalidate him, to like disarm his own intelligence. So he's already at a deficit because they've dismantled him.
So let me ask you a question. Are men attracted to intelligence?
That's a good question.
Would they prefer intelligence or sex? Like, what's the most important?
Hey guys, answer her question. And as Arnold says, I'll be back.
Gotta take a little break, huh? Already. Let's see. Makes sense. All right, so fellas, tell me, what do you prefer? Do you prefer intelligent women? And I'm not talking about intelligent woman over a plumb dumb, someone who's plumb dumb. I'm talking about someone who is actually intelligent, someone who can engage you in conversations outside of just surface level thinking. All right, so Rashid said no. No to intelligence? Or men, okay, so men prefer sex over intelligence. Sex, not looks, just sex. Are men looking for intelligence or are they looking for sex? When it comes to a mate, not just someone that you can pump and dump, but a mate. Or is it do you prefer someone that you can have intelligent conversations with, or someone that you can engage in hot, sexy time with? All right, so you prefer intelligence but not educated, PJ. Ooh, okay. So the consensus is no, men do not prefer intelligence. Okay, women don't either. So I guess it's more of it's an anomaly when women, when people seek out, for sapiosexuals are an anomaly. Do you guys really believe there's such thing as a sapiosexual? Okay, so let's talk about a sapiosexual. So I asked them.
That's what I was gonna exactly.
Okay, because I'm a sapiosexual. I am more turned on with intelligence, and the more intellect that I experience from a guy, seeing a guy, the more I'm turned on by him. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how much money he has. If he's dumb, I'm just, it's not really gonna, it's not going anywhere.
What? So Myth Twist said something interesting. He said, "You're asking people who clicked on a stream about intelligence."
We're not the average. So
We're not the average.
For us, okay. So you're saying you all, okay, all right. I mean, I don't know you, so I can't say.
Well, it's an when I created the title for this show, I wanted to have intelligence in it, and I thought about, I considered that. You know, how many people will want to click on that? And so, you know, Myth Twist, I've seen you in here before, so you know, thanks for joining. And yeah, Scobe, yeah, let's get the lights up. So yes. Anyone who clicks in this is already thinking in terms of intelligence and sapiosexuals. Lots of people claim that. You know, when I see those questions in Facebook, people are like, "Oh, you know, are you a sapiosexual? Do you like them?" And everyone says yes until it's time to pay up, to pay the cost to be with someone like that. Not everyone is willing to pay that price of having those kinds of intellectual conversations.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? Well, here's the thing, and how you can tell difference is those women who put more value over on looks versus the intelligence. Then, you know, I mean, I think what women should be more honest about is they just don't want someone who is dumb. They don't want someone who they have to, who at least meets their level of intellect. If I'm at a slightly above average intelligence, I want someone at that level as well, because trying to be with someone who is lower in intelligence for a woman, it's difficult, because how do you trust that man to lead? So I think people fail to realize that what a sapiosexual actually is. A sapiosexual is a person who gets turned on by a person who is intelligent, meaning the conversations that you're having, and not just the fact that, oh, they're speaking properly, they're articulate, they have a broader sense of things. No, I'm speaking, someone who can speak physics, quantum physics. I have no clue what quantum physics is about, but if you start talking about it, I'm likely to want to listen, and I'm going to be turned on, just simply because you're talking about something that I know most people have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, it did freeze. Oh, I'm like, why is he looking at me like that? Okay, you froze up, Ted, and you're gone.
There we are, and I'm back.
Hey.
I was able to hear everything you were saying, though.
Okay. So yeah, so a lot of women say, a lot of people claim they're sapiosexuals, but if they have to choose an attractive man versus a less attractive man, because let's face it, intelligent people do not put value on how they look. They put value on their learning. They put value in their learning.
Is that a stereotype, though?
And I mean, you can say it is, but when you look at it, it kind of is. It's like every guy that I dated, that I know, that is an intellectual, they're not the typical guy that women would go for. So.
Okay. Why
I think they're attractive. I find them very attractive, but to society, it's like they're not very attractive.
I had a college professor who was, honestly, you probably could call him a genius. He was eccentric. His pants were up a little bit high. They didn't come close to his shoes.
So he was an Urkel a bit.
Yeah. And he taught finance and investing. But this guy was a genius, because when people were losing money in the stock market, he was laughing all the way to the bank. But this was not just once in a while. This was like a consistent pattern. He consistently, and he taught complex classes. Well, I got to know this guy, and he invited me out on his brother's boat. He had a beautiful Philippine wife. His wife, you would never expect this nerdy guy. His glasses were always like this. And you go into his office, stacks of paper. He was like the nutty, mad professor. But when it came to finance, he had a very attractive wife. And he was what you would consider, he wasn't a great dresser. He didn't care about his looks. The way he looked, this guy is crazy, except he was a genius.
Well, that's why when you look at the female counterpart, a lot of intelligent women, they're not sexy. They're not seen as sexy, and sexual, because they're not focused on that. They're focused on their value. So us regular people, we put a lot of value in how we look. The others, we got to compensate for our lack of intelligence, or lack of not being high intelligence. So we got to compensate for that. So we put a lot of stock into our appearance and our social manners. Whereas highly intelligent people, they're just so focused on themselves, focused on basically training their brain, feeding their brain is what I like to say, feeding their brain that they're not putting any focus on anything else because they don't have to.
So you think a lot of high intelligent people, but you know, there are some of them who are attorneys who look the corporate role. You know, they are well dressed, they wear tailored suits. These guys look great.
They're the exception, just like you. You're the exception. You look great. You're highly intelligent, and
Thank you.
you're not socially awkward at all.
Okay.
But they're, for the most part, they are. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm looking at someone wrote something like "Be like Henry Kissinger," right? So there's some good comments here. Someone, are we talking about socially awkward physics nerds when we talk about intelligence? Someone was saying that's why I say high IQ get on my nerves after a point. They lack the whole picture. Someone wants to know if your dating history reflects sapio.
Yes. My dating history does reflect that. I only date men who are, not every man is of high intelligence, but intelligence is high on my list when it comes to dating.
So here's, I'm not really sure if I'm ready to go down this path yet. Maybe I'll put it on the table. So yes, training your brain, it's the word you said at first, Letitia. You know, these people they're learning, they're engaging with other people, they're doing stuff like this, they're engaging in intellectual conversations. I've been told in bed, I'll quote, "Shut up, stop talking, and just fuck me." So, you know, I've heard stuff like that. You're talking quantum physics while you're in bed with a woman? I could be talking about anything, but it's like you talk too much. Just shut up, right? So,
I would have said the same thing. No talking unless it's dirty talk, and quantum physics is not dirty talk. I mean, that's foreplay talk. That's not dirty talk.
But there are women out there who have intellectual conversations as part of their foreplay. They actually exist.
Listen, I get it. I love it. It's great foreplay, meaning you're talking about stuff and it's turning me on. Now I'm ready to go to the bedroom.
So maybe that's what happened, right? Women were like, "Okay, shut up. That's enough of that.
Enough of that. Okay, clothes off, get undressed. Let's go."
Okay, I understand that. And so maybe that gets me to where I'm getting in this conversation is be surprised what that Jamaican green will do. Jamaican green, I guess that's marijuana. Physics is only dirty talk in erotica and rom-coms. Okay. So PJ is actually going down the path I would like to go. He says caveman zone. So as much as you can train your brain, a lot of guys talk about how a lot of women, even college educated, even the so-called good girl, still ends up liking the bad boy, whether he's a thug or not. So are women choosing the bad boy over intelligence, or is she choosing what she thinks the bad boy represents?
Women are choosing men based on their desires. Women for the most part do not think about an intellect when they're choosing a mate. They're not. Women of a lower socioeconomic class is going to choose what is available to her. So a lot of bad boys are available to her.
Right.
Women of higher socioeconomic classes who choose the bad boy, the experience. You know, they're trained, they're raised under a lot of social constructs And here's this bad boy coming in, and he's reckless and just don't care. He basically just flipping the table over, like, I don't care about your social graces and how polite society and all that. I'm going to do me and be me. And so now she's turned on by that. She's turned on by his masculinity.
Okay. So what we're talking about is kind of what PJ is saying. There's some level of caveman, and how the caveman presents himself is never the same for each guy. You can be a polished caveman, but there's a level of masculinity. So you're saying women are choosing men based on sex more than people are telling us, because we're, as guys, we're being told women are made from sugar and spice and everything nice, and they're fragile, and you have to be gentle and consider a woman's emotions. And then here comes the bad boy who just doesn't give a damn about any of that.
That's not true. Who's to say bad boys don't care about that woman's emotions? He's got to win her over, so he's gonna care. He just doesn't care about societal standards. He doesn't care that society says you need to operate this way. People should operate. He doesn't care. He's probably breaking the law, being reckless, breaking all the rules. But when it comes to her, more than likely, he's very kind. From what I've seen, they can be very kind and considerate and giving to the woman that they're engaging with.
So I would question, and here's where I would question with care. See, the guy who's trying to show he's intelligent, his intelligence can become a trap, because he's attempting to be caring and considerate about her feelings and emotions, and those may change. So that then puts the guy on a roller coaster ride, right? And he thinks he's doing the right things, and the guy who's being a bad boy is less concerned about her. He's more concerned about where he wants to take things, and he'll lead her. And a guy who's overly concerned about a woman's feelings and emotions actually ends up being led by the woman with changing feelings and emotions. He gets caught up in her sea of emotions.
I look at it more as the average guy. I'm like, I'm going to use average. The average guy, he just does not have the he doesn't exude confidence. He doesn't exude sex appeal. And that's what women want. Women want masculinity, sex appeal, and confidence. And if you do not have that, when you approach a woman and you do not approach her confident, you're not exuding masculinity when you deal with her, she's going to be turned off. Usually the bad boys, that's the one thing that these women who like such guys, oh gosh, who like such things, that's what they'll tell you. They love the confidence. They love the masculinity. They love the ideal of the man that he represents.
Okay. So many of you guys may have heard me talk about back in the day when Sony created the Walkman. The Walkman came in one color, black, and they put together a focus group. All these people brought them into a room, and they wanted to see if the focus group would approve of this new colored Walkman, which was yellow. And they asked everyone, which one do you think people would want, the yellow Walkman or the black one? And most people in the focus group said, oh man, everyone's going to want that yellow one. Oh yeah, that's the one. That looks great. So they asked them a bunch more questions. And at the end of the focus group, they said, we want to thank you for your time. On your way out, you can have one Walkman. The table on the right are yellow Walkman, and the table on the left are black. Now, all these people just said out of their mouth, most people want the yellow one. When they had the right to choose for free, most of them, the overwhelming majority, took the black one. So I'm saying this is what women do often. They will tell you they want one thing, and the fact of the matter is what they really want is the black Walkman, not the yellow one, not the bright yellow, cheerful. They want the dark.
Well, they actually want both.
Yes, I got that they want both, but if they have to choose between one, they're gonna take. Okay,
right.
And I'm gonna give you, and I'm gonna now back that up with I just told you about the focus group for the Walkman, and I will now back this up. This is how I know. Lots of times, this is why men don't want to get caught up in the emotional vacillations of a woman, because now you're being led. Oh, I want this. Oh, I didn't want that. Oh, you should have never listened to me. Why did you hey, this is where caveman comes in. And truth, this is a true story. If I go out into the world with a suit and tie, women see me one way. I may look conservative. I may look like a professor. I may look like a nerd. I look lean and thin, like I'm just some maybe skinny guy.
I think you should take those glasses off.
Well, this is a YouTube and chill story from the dark side.
Okay. They're that's our smile made up for it.
So I went to a private party at someone's house, social gathering. It was a book signing event. The author was there to be interviewed. The woman giving the event was an attorney, used to be a judge. And so this is a party with mostly overwhelmingly 90% women. And there was this one particular woman that I watched every guy speak to this woman. One at a time, they all took their shot. They shot their shot. And I was watching her. I had bought a book from the author. I put it on a table and I watched this woman pick up my book and hand it to another woman and said, "Oh, you can't find your book? Here's one, take this one." So I go over to this woman who's now giving my book away, and I literally picked her up off of her feet and held her just like this, holding her. I said, "If you take my book, I'm taking you." I don't know this woman. I never met this woman. I never saw this woman. And this is how I said hello. I didn't even speak to her all night. So now I'm holding this woman. And oh, by the way, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing a form-fitting shirt. And you can see I work out. Mm-hmm. So this woman is saying, "Put me down." She's demanding, "Put me down. I don't even know you." And I refused to put her down. I was 100% caveman in the raw. You don't tell a caveman what to do. And I held her until she completely submitted and said, "Oh, you're strong." But she then said, you should never treat women this way. You don't know me. You shouldn't do this. And I started making sexual innuendos. She was like, "Oh my God, what kind of man are you? Are you married?" I said, "No." She said, "There's a reason you're not married. I need to tell you about yourself." She's going on. And I pull out my phone. I give her my phone. "Put your number in it." She starts laughing at my phone. Why? Because it was such an old iPhone. She said, they have several upgrades. You can get a new phone. She's ridiculing my phone as she puts her number in it. And when and she actually lived in Spain, so she lived in another country. So I had some advantage of being able to speak Spanish to her. But what I'm saying is the whole time this woman kept telling me, "You can't treat women this way." She was the woman saying, "Everyone wants the yellow Walkman." That's what she was saying. That's what we want. We want the nice guy all night, all day. And every guy asked for her number. She didn't give her number to anyone. She gave her number to the guy who was reckless, didn't care, did what he wanted, made sexual innuendos. And that was the winning ticket. Not the nice guys, the nice looking guys who were well educated. She wanted the reckless guy who didn't care. I didn't hurt her, and I was never a threat.
I would have knocked you over the head with the book.
Yeah, that's what. Then I would have thrown you over my shoulders. I own you now.
No,
I own you.
no. Then it would have been a fight.
I own you. I own you.
No, I can't believe she let you just pick her. But see, she was attracted to you, and that's the difference. That's what you have to understand, is that she
Pressure pipes. Thanks for joining. That's right. Exactly. I manhandled her.
No, but you can do that because you're an attractive man. That's different. Like, you can get away with that because not only are you highly intelligent, but you're an attractive man and you're physically fit. So when she saw you, and she's like, "Oh wow, she's feeling." I'm pretty sure she had her hands on your upper torso, so she's feeling those muscles.
Right. She starts.
Right.
She says, "Oh, you really are strong," because
Yes.
she's demanding. Put me down. Put me down. I don't know you. This is not how you approach women. She kept asking me, "Is this your approach?"
Right, but you do understand that the reason why you ended up getting the girl in the end is because you're an attractive, physically fit man. Has nothing to do with you being a caveman per se. I mean, that helped out. That got her attention. But the only reason why that worked was because you're an attractive, physically fit man.
All right. Thank you for that. So, but see, she kept telling me that you want me to blow you.
See, no, I'm not gonna go there with you. That's the wrong direction.
So,
okay, so now you're being a caveman with me. What are you reaching for? Like, you got your the books aren't out today. They're put away. So I don't know what you're grabbing.
So the point I'm making, as much as, and this woman was intelligent. When I did call her, she said, "Oh, refresh my memory. How do I know you?" She sent me a meme of a caveman looking at a wheel, scratching his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way she saw me. And she said, "Oh, you're the guy who doesn't, maybe you have one neuron, or I think you have 0 neurons in your brain."
Right. So
that's what she was willing to accept and be okay with a guy who her first impression was no intelligence, no real social skills. You just lift a woman up. Is this how you deal? Is this your pickup line to just pick up women? You make all these sexual innuendos. This is not the way. She kept saying, "This is not the way to talk to me. This is not how you do it." Yet she still kept talking to me.
Yet she was turned on.
Hey, Twitter Life, thanks for joining.
So you just proved the point that women, they're not looking for intelligence. They're looking for, are looking for a man who is going to get the juices flowing, for lack of a better word. And masculinity is one of those things.
Exactly. So Myth Twister says she's right. If you did the same thing, but she thought you were unattractive, you'd be a harasser. Maybe, because there are guys who are not that attractive, but they know how to interact. Like you guys keep talking about social intelligence, right? So here's part of what I'm getting at, guys. There is power in being yourself. I'm at this party, a bunch of well-educated women, and I go and lift up one woman, and we're outside in the backyard, and people could have judged me in all kinds of ways. And I wasn't out to hurt anyone. I didn't do anything malicious.
I understand that, but being yourself does not work for everybody. You have what women have. So for women, I don't know the correct term for men, but with women, it's called pretty privilege. Attractive women can get away with things that non-attractive women can't. So you were able to be you. And I'm pretty sure because you're handsome all of your life. So you were able to deal with women. When you started dealing with women, you were probably able to deal with women a certain way all your life. So you're thinking, "Oh, this is just me being myself," and they love it and it works. Well, it works for you because you're attractive.
Okay. So I worked for a consulting firm. and the CEO of our firm, tall, kind of skinny guy, full-time glasses. Back then, he had hair, as much hair as I have now. And he and I went to a networking event, and I watched this guy you talk about personality.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him work women, and I watched him speaking to this Latina, and she had on a name tag. It was partly on her breast. And you know how the stick-on name tags, like one corner of it starts to unstick. I watched him do like this on her breasts, and he kept rubbing his finger down her. He didn't even know this woman. He said,
You're saying
laughing and joking, and he's stroking her breast, pretending to straighten out. And the woman just stood there. I watched this, and this is not some highly attractive guy. And after about 30 seconds, she said, "Hey, what are you doing to me?" And she laughed and giggled. I'm saying guys can get away with more. This is a guy who's mastered being himself.
So listen, you were at a networking event. What was this networking? Exactly. So this is a networking event with men who basically have money, right? There are two types of men in this world that can get away with just about anything. Men who are attractive and men who have money. If you have neither of those things, you can't do what you and this guy has done. And you say he's not attractive. Okay, well, just because you wear glasses, you wear glasses, and I think your glasses
Actually, I don't. I only wear glasses to read these chats. That's the only time I wear glasses. Sorry.
Attractive with your glasses on to me, so I'm like, I find them hot. So maybe she found a guy wearing glasses hot too. So, but listen, money,
keep going.
Money, status, and looks. Men who lack these things can't do what you're saying, and you are being reckless in saying such because you have people who are listening to you, and some poor guy is going to think, oh, I could just be myself and walk up to a woman and touch her in a way, and now he's got an assault charge, and he's probably going to sue you because you told him he could do it.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. You said looks and money, and I'm saying the third thing that a man has to his advantage is his intelligence. But you use it to your advantage is the way. You can be clever. You can say things. You don't have to be a comedian, right? So hell, you can literally get 10 laughs out of one joke.
Okay.
And you tell me that can't be done.
But what you're talking about is men putting their hands in, and I'm not saying this maliciously, but men invading the private spaces of women and touching them, engaging in them where they're touching them. You can walk up to a woman and with charm and charisma and and use your intelligence and your humor to overcome and win women over. But what you did and what the other guy did, that is what I call pretty privilege. And only certain men who fit into that category of looks and money can go up to a woman. That's what, Trump was around here talking about, before he was elected as president, talking about grabbing him by the pussy, and he was not apologetic for that. He said, yeah, they let me. He said, when you have money, they just let you. You can do whatever you want. Because he understood, even though he's not an attractive guy, he has a lot of money and a lot of status. So yes, but regular old John down the street can't do that. He can't just go up to a woman and snatch her vagina, tap it, kiss her.
There are women, and this is where guys have to use their intelligence in being able to read a woman, whether you have to practice it, but there's a level of boldness that you can get away with that will make a woman wet.
I just said that. It's just you cannot.
You don't have to be good looking. You don't have to have money. There's a level of boldness.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You gave two examples where men would be accused of sexual assault. If you had done that to me, you would have been facing a sexual. Well, nah, yeah, you would have been facing a sexual
I
assault
would have
charge.
had you over my shoulder and been like, "Come on, I'm taking you home. I'm taking me, man, you woman."
You would have been catching a sexual assault charge, and if your friend would have touched my breast at a networking event, I threw my drink in his face. For most women,
He worked that woman though. I watched him.
yes, he worked there, but it's when it comes to invading the personal space and putting your hands on women, only certain men can get away with that. And that's a man that a woman wants to sleep with. So that moment, while you was holding that woman up and she's feeling in your muscles, she already in her mind made up that she could have sex with you. The Latina that the other guy was talking to, and he's up there doing her name tag, brushing his fingers on her breast. She made up in her mind that yeah, she was going to sleep with. She could sleep with him. If a woman can't see herself sleeping with you, you are treading dangerous waters when you invade the personal space. So I would recommend that a man uses his intelligence, his intellect to figure out how to talk to women. You know, use humor, but keep your hands to yourself.
I'm not saying put your hands on someone. What I'm saying is there is power in being yourself. There's a certain boldness and recklessness that you, like I was saying to the Sko who joined us. There's a level of not being afraid to be yourself. Most people hold back the reins and are afraid to kind of let themselves be free. It doesn't mean that you are being malicious and trying to prove something. See, once you try to prove you're intelligent, you try to prove you're smart, that's a dead end street.
Right, but the thing is, it's some people. I think for the most part, men see a beautiful girl. You see some breasts, you want to touch them. They look gorgeous. You know, you'd love to just feel them and cup them and see how great they'll feel in your hands, right? Or to cup a woman's butt. You know, touch it, see if it's firm, if it's bubbly like you like it, if it feels good in your hands, like it feels in that dress, like it looks in that dress.
I watched my cousin actually do that.
And
he didn't even know the woman. He just walked up and I thought he knew her and he didn't. And she smiled. She smiled every step of the way.
Some men can get away with that, but I think men have this natural inclination that they would love to touch a woman that they find physically attractive and want to sleep with. And they feel, and if they start operating in this, well, I could just be myself. If I want to do it, I'm going balls out, caveman style. I'm slapping her ass. No, you can't do that. I would have not advised that. I'd advise to hone up your social skills and go that way. And someone said it best: figure out if she wants to have sex with you. But even if she does want to have sex with you, some women you can't. So just keep your distance, keep your hands off. Because I'm only saying this because I know some men will think, well, if I have the inclination, if that's me, being me is I want to touch on a beautiful woman, I'm out here slapping asses all day. Then they're gonna catch a case.
No, listen, when I pick that woman up, here's what I'm going to assert. Women are looking for sexual fulfillment from a man. And part of sexual fulfillment is a guy who's not afraid to be sexually free with her and push boundaries. And that is what I did with that woman.
But that's not every woman and not every man. She doesn't want to have sex. Hold on. She doesn't want to.
I will go down a list of 99.9 who actually would have a greater appreciation for that.
Not every man is going to, just because they're asserting themselves sexually, is going to have the same reaction that you always seem to have. It's different when you're good looking. It's different when you're physically fit. Ugly men, I don't like to use the word ugly. Men who are not attractive do not have such a luxury. Women who are not attractive, it's the same with women. Like, y'all, I don't understand. Like, we tell women who are not attractive, who are overweight, obese, that they are not going to be able to get the guys that they desire, that they have to move a certain way. The entitlement attitudes, the combativeness, all that has to go away, right? The same applies for men who are not attractive. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you have a shot with every woman. It doesn't mean you have a shot with the woman that you desire. So I would advise men to move with caution when it comes to approaching women. Be yourself, yes, be yourself. But this caveman thing, which I adore, I would say be cautious when putting that message out there, because you might have someone who will take it the wrong way and use it the wrong way and catch a case.
Once a man is being cautious, he's no longer being a man. He's being a defective girl.
Okay, well then you need to use your intelligence to know that keep your hands off until, don't, if you have an inclination to want to touch something when it comes to a woman's body parts, just keep your hands off, because you might catch a case, because not everyone has the luxury that Ted has in touching on women.
Okay, so I listen. Let me get some acknowledgement here. Pressure bust pipes and makes diamonds. Always love you joining in, stepping in. You're always generous. Thank you. Women are hilarious. Same thing Ted got away with land an unattractive man and assault charge. P.S. We use primal instincts when it comes to dating, which is why we have the problems we have. So do you guys want to hear? You want to hear another real story?
No, because you're an attractive man. Your stories don't count.
Well, no. This is a story where this I produced kind of the same outcome, but with not the same boldness.
Did you get a charge? Did you get arrested? Did she press charges on you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Right.
So I'm on it. I'm in New York City of all places, on the subway, not crowded, and I see these two women. One was heavier than I would prefer, and the other one was very shapely. Right?
Wait, what's shapely?
Say that again.
What's shapely?
She had a nice butt and a small. So she had an
hourglass figure.
Yeah, she did. She did. Right.
Round hip.
She was right. She was what, the heart. She wasn't packing twins like some women I know, but
why you have to adjust your glasses while looking at me? They're covered up today, so.
Well, and pressure pipes got you really covered up. So
yes, thank you.
so this is on the New York City subway, and I'm listening to these two women talk about where they're going, and they said something about Chicago. So now I know they're not from New York. So I'm using my environment to make a move. So they're getting off at the same stop I'm getting off at Times Square. And I asked them, "Are you from Chicago?" They said, "Yes." I said, "Where are you going?" And they said, "Oh, we're going." I said, "Let me see the address." And what they were about to do was they were going to go off into Never Ever Land because they didn't know where they were going. So I said, "Oh, let me take you to where you need to go. This is not a bus, it's another subway." So I get them there.
They're not here? They're not from here?
They were from Chicago.
Okay.
They were from Chicago. Two out of town women here for the weekend, whatever the weekend they were here. So the woman who
in New York for the weekend.
Okay, so the woman who is shapely, I'm asking, so where are you from? Chicago, it's just light conversation, and I get them to where they have to go, and then I become not like overly aggressive, but I'm being flirtatious and I'm being myself. So I asked her, "Are you single?" "Yeah." "Are you married?" "No." "Do you have a boyfriend?" "No." And I've now read this woman. I've spent 4 minutes with her already, and I've read this woman well enough to know that she's kind of got this bold, assertive, independent woman that I could be very direct with her. And I did that. And then I asked her, and you're going to hate that I'm going to say this. I asked her, now we're on like this. I know this woman for 6 minutes now. And I asked her in public, would you let me carry you over a puddle?
No. That's your pickup line.
So I'm just telling you what I said.
That was your pickup line?
Listen, guys. This is what I asked her.
Oh my gosh, and she fell for it.
And she said yes. So you know what I did? I picked this. I know this woman for 7 minutes now, and I pick her up and I'm carrying her, and her friend immediately pulls out her smartphones and starts videotaping this whole thing. And I'm carrying, I'm taking the same, I own you, you're mine, and we go through the same, here's my phone number, bop, bop, bop. And this woman's significantly younger than me, significantly. So I'm saying you can actually be bold and take risks. You can be much more bold than you take risk. And this woman didn't file sexual harassment. This is in the public eye.
Oh, you don't get it. You still don't get it. You still do not get it. You are a handsome, physically fit man. When women see you, they're automatically going to want to have sex with you, okay? It's already crossed.
Wait, time out right there. Say that again. I can't hear you. See I'm saying you, they're automatically probably thinking about wanting to have sex with you. Like, you look like you can do some things to them. Okay, not with the shades on. Absolutely not. Like, now the thrill is gone now. It sounds like BB King, the Thriller.
Dried up like a Sahara desert now.
Oh my goodness.
So no, but listen, when they see you, they know they want to have sex with you. You're a handsome guy with a nice body. Come on. And then you're a smooth talker too. You're charming.
Whoa. What you just said is women prefer sex over intelligence.
Yes, I said that in the beginning before. Women prefer sex.
Women just want sex from men. Women are using us for sex, and they know it from the beginning.
I wouldn't say using you for sex.
What would you say?
I mean, how can a woman use men for sex if y'all feel this is mutually beneficial?
Same way a woman can say a man is using a woman for sex.
Well, I was going to say that, but then I would have been accused of deflecting, so I wasn't going to go there. But we're using each other for sex, I guess. So yes, I mean, but that's not saying she's going to do it, but she's already made up in her mind that you are someone that she's sexually attracted to. I get it. I think men do need to put themselves out there and be bold. But that
is the point.
But you're trying to compare your success rate and juxtapose that onto the average guy, not understanding that your success rate is because you're a handsome guy. First,
there are unattractive guys who can get away with similar things.
Okay, but they have to work harder. You don't understand. Listen, you don't understand. You're not hearing me when I tell you this, okay? This is the problem of being attractive, because you can't hear it like unattractive people here. They get it. You don't have to do much. You don't have to work as hard, because a woman has.
Let me carry you over a puddle?
I sure would.
Oh man. Hey, so that ends our show, everyone. See you next Friday on YouTube and chill. I'm getting ready to go down the tube and chill, if you know what I mean, fellas.
I said I'll be in New York this weekend. No, I'm not in New York this weekend. But you are an attractive man, and not only that, you're very charming, and you have this way with a
whoa, wait a second. I have a reputation on Facebook as being this dry, stuffy. I have a reputation.
No. Okay, listen, I will say that when I first encountered you, I did think you were this professorial type guy with a stick up his ass, because you just irked me the wrong way. But in getting to know you, you have this other side to you. And it seems that you let it come out. Like you are on this YouTube live, you have great sense of humor, right? You're very charming, very intelligent. And you know how to engage women. So you don't really have to work that hard. So it's different for
No,
you.
but see, guys don't realize they're
And
intelligent.
I called you a naughty professor. I like that.
Guys don't realize their intelligence is like a superpower. Your intelligence is like a superpower.
Not, because women aren't looking for intelligence. Women want a man who's gonna look like he's
Okay.
gonna blow her back out. And then if you talk like that, you exude that confidence, you're walking like your penis is 9 inches, even if it isn't. You're approaching her like your penis, like you got a 9 inch.
I got 4 inches.
Now, listen, we may have a problem with that one. But if you're approaching a woman like your penis is 9 inches long, right? You're what?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're so cool. Okay, now you're being corny right now. What the? Ooh, that's like toddler size. Ooh. Okay, pull up 6. Let's see 6.
But you said 9. Oh, we need more space. It's 9.
See, 9. That's yeah. So if you're approaching a woman,
you can live with 6.
6 is average, I believe. I believe 6 is average. But listen,
Well, PJ said 5 inches a flop, so you flop, right? So you don't get a standing ovation for 5. You actually don't even get called back to do another show. No more performances. So 6,
okay.
6 will keep interest for 6 months, right?
No,
9 inches will get the woman to propose,
no,
right?
No, absolutely not.
No,
6 inches is your average. I think 6 inches is the average size of the penis, right? 6 inches is a good size. The vagina is on the size.
Guys don't go around comparing. Hey man, what you got? What you got?
Well, y'all should know y'all size though. Seriously, y'all should. Like pull out the measuring tapes. Y'all really just like a woman should know her bra. A woman knows her bra.
Right, it's like you ask a woman. So what's your cup size? Yeah, hey,
your penis size. Yeah. Let's compare. Let's compare sizes. That's a conversation, interesting conversation for a first date.
Yeah.
So what were we saying? Oh, I was saying you have pretty privilege. You can.
There's no such thing as pretty privilege for
it. It is.
Man.
And attractive people don't understand that, and they don't want to acknowledge that. But that is a fact. That is a truth. There's pretty privilege. There have been studies done that attractive people can get away with things that non-attractive people cannot. Like you picking up a woman. Because if you had picked me up, I find you very attractive. But if you had picked me up, I'd have knocked you in the head with the book.
And then that would have just made it easier.
Because next thing you know, you'd have probably been cupping your balls.
Nope, I would have been like a jaguar. I would have climbed up the tree and brought you with me, right?
Yeah,
like a jaguar taking his game up the tree. I would have climbed up the tree.
But I'm just saying,
And I would have had you laid out on one of the branches up in the tree. That's what would happen. I would have been like,
oh gosh, oh my god. Okay. All right, Tarzan.
Game.
Which one you want to be, Tarzan or caveman?
Me man, you woman.
All right, we're back to caveman. All right.
Yes. Tarzan speak. Woman listen.
Okay.
See, women like what? Why do women like this?
Women like masculinity. Women want strong.
Well, this is the point I'm giving to these guys. Exactly.
Well, but you can be strong and virile without using your little antics, doing what you do. Because it's different. You're different. So
wait, you don't have to be intelligent. See, I'm saying, guys, that your intellect can be a super weapon. It's your superpower, and you underestimate it. You underestimate. So listen. So there are people who are smart, and they read books and they can recite the information in a book and they can pretend to be the smartest in the room. When you look at intelligence, that is what IQ is based on. And they look at your ability to read, they look at math, they look at comprehension, reasoning. But the most important thing that they look for in intelligence is pattern recognition. And you guys who have high intelligence, you have pattern recognition in anything that you do. You just have to like kind of release the kraken and let it free. Like, don't hold it back.
Listen.
And so in pattern recognition, what it allows you to do is observe a woman and look at the patterns that she is displaying that allows you to know what you can and cannot say. And don't be afraid to push the envelope a little bit. If you push it, look, you push the envelope 1 inch and she's still there, you got 2. And then you've got 3.
You've been pushing my envelope since you've gotten me on this show. So
yeah. Well, now
you can carry me over a puddle. So I guess you have a point.
Now we want to open the envelope up. That's what we want to do.
Okay, let's not. That's good.
Well, you know, the other way is you want to seal an envelope, you have to lick it and.
Sir, I was drinking. I was in the middle. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I think someone turned the heat on or something. It's Florida, just learn the cues of a woman, basically. Have confidence. Women want confidence. Y'all gonna spell my name right, darn it. It's printed right there. Spell it right.
They can't see it. Yeah.
They can't see my name. Oh, okay. My apologies. I thought they could see it.
It's covered. This is covering.
It's covered. Okay. Have confidence. Confidence is key. Now, she's not checking for your intelligence, so don't end up like a nerdy Sheldon off of Big Bang Theory trying to talk quantum physics. But be confident, be bold, but utilize your intelligence to know how far you can go. If you're attractive, you don't have to really do much. That's just the plain truth of it. If you're attractive, you don't have to do much because she's already guessed that she more likely wants to sleep with you.
Crystalline said every part of a man is a superpower. I like that. Wow. Really? So you want it all, Crystalline, huh? All that superpower.
Yeah, everything about you guys. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's your hands, your tongue, your shoulders, your arms.
Use those hands and shoulders to hold her down. You're mine. I own you.
You can use your hands and shoulders to build a cabinet or something. I was thinking of power tools.
Oh, okay. Sometimes, guys, what women like, and you won't realize they like it. Sometimes you have to bite her on her ass every once in a while. Now, I've never done that to a woman I just met. Well, let me think about that first. No, I haven't bit her on the ass if I just met her.
Wait. I want to go back to your pickup line. Carry you over a puddle.
I don't have any pickup lines.
That sounds like a pickup line to me. So that's what got her. You asked her if you could carry over a puddle. So it's a literal puddle that you're imagining, or was there a puddle on the ground?
Well, if you say the right things, you can cause her to create a puddle right there.
I'm done. All right.
And PJ, you can talk about the Higgs boson theory particle. Tell her you have the Higgs boson particle waiting to be released.
Their eyes gonna go like this. What? I just want to have sex with you because you're fine. You got a nice body, or you got money.
PJ said something interesting. To not be yourself is to reject yourself, and that's what I'm getting at, man.
Well, we live in a civilized society where we have laws that govern us, and some of you, I know I'm sounding like a Midwesterner right now. Some of you,
that's a Jersey thing. Sorry.
Well, I've never been to Jersey, so this is a Midwestern thing. Some of yous can't be yourselves because some of yous being yourself is going against the laws of civil society. So, no, I have to disagree with that statement.
See, what not being yourself will stop you from asking the things you want to ask to know, and they're usually important. And later you'll say, damn, I knew I should have done that. So it doesn't mean be reckless, right? So it's using your intelligence. It's using, that's your superpower.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying there's something called pattern recognition. You're watching body language, you're watching eye contact, you're listening to, there is even a pattern in a woman's words, her choice of words.
You do realize not everyone is capable of that, right?
These guys are capable.
But you understand there are going to be people who watch this video who, you know, I'm thinking bigger. You know, you have a lot of subscribers, and I'm not trying to knock anyone's intelligence. I just want to, you know, stay in the realm of thinking of everyone and not just a select group of people. So the message should be geared towards everyone who could possibly listen in.
So part of it is so if you are always developing your mindset, that pattern recognition becomes easier.
Okay.
That is, so when you hear me and other guys talk about, you know, personal development, self-improvement, those things, one of the ways to increase your intelligence is literally by confronting a lot of the trauma or things that happen in your life that shaped you. And there are so many things that shaped your life. There are things about yourself that you don't know that you don't know. And you've been shaped by things that happened when you were 5. So dealing with that stuff literally frees up bandwidth so that you can have the freedom to be yourself and say the things that you want to say and not be restrained.
Can't be themselves. Psychopaths, sociopaths can't be themselves. Criminals can't be themselves. Let's just be real. You can't, if someone who has the inclination, men have an inclination to naturally want to touch a beautiful.
That's untrue. No, it's not. You're saying that as a woman.
Okay.
You're actually insulting men and saying don't be yourself. If there's a psychopath anywhere here, it's going to be me. And I'll own it. I'm the psychopath. What do I get? I get called psychopath, narcissist. What else?
I'll meet you in Jersey and see if you not want to touch the twins.
Ooh, check that out. Did you all hear that?
Listen, you're already doing it on camera. You can't even really physically touch them. You can't help yourself. I think it's
oh my God. Imagine if this gets called, imagine if
this becomes illegal. It's like cyber.
Right, exactly. Yo, you did that in public. That's illegal. That's obscene. We have to.
Right. So all I'm saying is just it's for you. It's different because you're attractive, and for men who are attractive, men who recognize they're attractive, you can get away with things, and you can do things, and you can be bold, and you can be assertive. And men should be bold. Men should be assertive. Men should be confident. Approach a woman. I'm not saying to not do so, but certain people, when you say just be yourself, I kind of feel, you know, like, I don't really like that because some people being themselves and they're not very good or nice people. So
most people are good people though. They really are.
People are not nice people though.
Well, look, okay. If a guy comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm a really nice guy," what are you going to think of that guy?
Okay, you're not.
Are you interested in him? He tells you, "I'm a really nice guy."
Okay.
Are you interested if he says, "Look, I'm a really nice guy"?
If he just comes up to me and leaves with, "I'm a really nice guy,"
yes,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
No.
Are you interested in her?
Well, it depends on if he's attractive or not.
Okay. Lots of women are not interested in nice guys.
I'm not interested in nice guys because
Okay,
nice guys,
so here you are talking about being nice, and you turn around and say you're not
nice
interested.
guys, when it comes to dating, is completely different than people being nice. That's different. Nice guys and people who say they're nice guys are not really to be trusted. Because if you're a nice person, you don't have to tell someone you're nice. You just exhibit it. You just exhibit being nice. You just engage in niceties, and people will automatically
Except women don't want those guys get friend zoned.
women. No, women don't want awkward guys. Awkward, socially awkward guys who would lack masculinity get friend zoned. Let's be 100. It's not that they're nice. There are a certain group of women who like hard, rough guys. That's a small group of women. And if they're going after,
what planet is that?
That is a small group of women. And
there are women who love the rugged guy. That's a real man.
Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. I'm not denying that there are women who like those type of men, but they're not in the majority. That's a small segment of women who love a rough, rugged, rough rider.
So why is the woman coming to see me while her husband's at home?
Because you look like you can blow her back out. Wasn't ready for that, huh? Don't ask me a question you're not going to be prepared for. She wants you to blow her back out. What do you mean?
But how can a woman know that?
She doesn't really know. She just assumes that. She's guessing. You're physically fit. You lift weights. So she's probably like, you can lift me. Put me against the wall. Do a couple of things. Her husband probably got her a missionary. And that's it. You know, you look like you got some features going on that I'm not even going to speak on. But I'm like, let me see your hands. You probably got very nice masculine hands. Nice size nose, nice lips.
What the hell does a nose do with sex?
You can do a lot of things with your nose.
We're getting some lessons, guys. Now this is a new thing for nose job. She wants a nose job.
Oh my gosh, as if y'all don't know where y'all noses are when y'all face is down there.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So,
but what was I saying?
You were saying that most women really do want a man who's manly, some ruggedness. Even if he's very intelligent, he writes code for work. There comes a point where there's and it doesn't mean you have to be throwing her across the room and slapping her ass. I mean, some women like that, but there is a masculinity that most women want. Right.
Women want
that's the majority. Most women want, they appreciate the masculinity of a man. And so when I picked those women up, that was one thing that comes out to a lot of women is masculinity, physical might and strength. Women, there are a couple of things women look for in a man for masculinity. And one is physical prowess, and the other one is actually intelligence. Women really do prefer a guy who she thinks is more intelligent than she is.
Yes, it's true.
Okay, so why are you giving them all these other antics? Why are you going through all this other stuff?
Don't do that. I'm not giving them antics. Women want sex. I've said that from the very beginning.
Right. And so sex
over intelligence.
Okay. And I'm saying that guys can actually use their intelligence to their advantage.
Of course, but for what? Like, if a woman is not really interested in your intellect, where's that going to get you? Nowhere. That's why all the highly intelligent men are the ones who are in part of these. No.
So like I said, that woman who picked up my book, she just saw me as a caveman.
You didn't
okay with that. Well, once she saw there was more to me than that, that did something else for the way she engaged me.
Again, but you didn't start off using your intellect. You didn't use
Technically, I did. I did.
Right. I don't think you did.
No. I used it. I used it for only for me personally. So I didn't put it on display. See, I used it to cause her to think what I wanted her to think.
No, you didn't use it on her.
I did. She just couldn't see it. That is the point.
Okay.
That's what becomes. See, when you make your intelligence invisible and use it as a superpower, this is what I'm getting at.
Okay. All right.
You're see, I still used it. Even in pushing boundaries with her.
Again, you used it for yourself in a way to gauge how far you can go with her.
Exactly.
She could have cared less about how intelligent you were in that moment. She was turned on by your prowess, by your boldness, by your being reckless for the most part. She was sexually turned on by your masculinity. She was turned on by your physicality. She was turned on by your attractiveness. Your intelligence was dead last. That was the icing on the cake.
Okay, Rashid says something interesting. They want to chase and thrill of trying to control a man. That's their emotions. But once she can control, she loses all respect. See, and so the way that I used intelligence with that woman is that there was no way she could control me. There was nothing, even in the face of her saying, this is the wrong approach for women, especially a woman like me. She had no control at all. She could not control me. That was with that. See, that's what there's an intellectual recklessness that I had going on. It's like putting lightning in. We have electricity in the house because we put lightning in cables that the power shoots from one direction to another, and we have lights. We have a computer. That's intelligent lightning.
Okay.
So it's used. You can't see the lightning going through the. Look around you. There are lots of rods around you shooting out intelligence. So I mean, shooting out lightning.
Why are you all up on the camera like that?
There are rods all around you. Look around you.
I feel like you're trying to give me a kiss or something. What are you doing? Why are you so up on the camera? Like, you can't see anything. What are you doing? You know I have a dress on too, right?
I already, and I saw what was not under it.
Wrong. Oh my goodness. And my desk is open. Like I have an open desk.
Yeah, open sesame.
Oh, gosh, you are shameless and you got me on here acting like a trollop.
I don't even know. You just made up some word.
That is not a made up word.
A trollop?
Yes. I'll let you look up the definition since you like definitions again.
Women have one purpose, breeding. So the only thing that appeals to them is the sexual. Hey, look, guys, you're coming in here late. So he's saying women are. He said something interesting. The men that see women just as sexual always wins.
I would disagree with that. I have a lot of friends who see women that way, and they're stressed out because now they're in their mid-40s. And they're not enjoying life as much because they want to settle down and they want to find someone. But they don't really know how to do it. They've wasted their so the type of woman they want, they're having a hard time attaining because they've wasted their sexual capital on certain women and having sex with all types of women. And now the women that they desire, the type of woman they desire, don't want them because they're used up.
Oh my God. So men get used up?
For certain women, see, this is the thing y'all don't understand. Y'all keep looking at women through the context of only one set of women. Women are multifaceted. There are several different types of women out here. I, for one, do not like men who have gone through a bevy of women. That's a turnoff for me. If you're just having sex, not committing, not being in relationships, just bed hopping, that's a turnoff for me.
Well, good thing I'm a virgin.
I like virgins. Do a lot of things with virgins. What
do we do next?
What do you mean, what do we do next?
I'm a virgin. What do we do next? Do I have the wrong glasses on? Do I have to put on those?
No, you have on the right glasses because I need you to be able to see.
Okay.
We got to turn these cameras off.
What's that? What if I push that button right there? What if I push? Oh, wow. Look at that.
But oh my goodness. But yeah, yes, men, for certain women, men can be seen as used up, undesirable. So I mean, you can see, I mean, but even if you're the pumping and dumping, are you really winning? No, you're not winning, because all you're doing is reinforcing the stereotype and reinforcing that as long as a man is willing to deal with a woman, she's not going to see any fault. She's not going to see anything wrong. She's just still going to have this mentality and this attitude that our men are here who men want to deal with her. So there's nothing wrong with her. And if you want women to change, if you want to see a difference in women, you're going to have to stop this pumping and dumping and thinking you're winning, because you're not.
So women ready to play their role, or they want to keep trying to compete with men?
Majority of the women are still trying to compete with men because that's all they know. That's all they were taught.
So that means they're going to get pumped and dumped.
Okay, well then, so we're going to keep this circular conversation going, because do men really truly want women there to be different? I keep asking, what do men really want? Y'all, you say you want feminine women, right? Well, feminine women are not in abundance. You want a woman who is cooperative. Well, those women are in abundance. So you're going to have to deal with what is available to you, or you're going to have to walk away completely. But all of this back and forth and keep talking, it's really not accomplishing anything. You got what you wanted, but in the end, you didn't get what you want, because you're still in these groups having this mindset and these conversations about women not being any good. Women don't want to cooperate. Women this and that. Yet for a marriage-minded man who wants to settle down, he's not winning. You're pumping and dumping for what? At some point you want to settle down, get married, have kids? And if that's the mindset, if that's what you want, then no, you're not winning at this point, because all you're doing is still keeping that woman in the space that she is in. Whereas I don't need to change. There's nothing wrong with me, because guess what? Someone's willing to deal with me. No, I'm not saying this because I'm scared all men walk away from women. If all men decide to walk away from women, I think that would be good, PJ, because then we can get it back to the basics. Men need to walk away. Stop the pumping and dumping. Because when you stop the pumping and dumping, that's when women are going to start acting right. You pumping and dumping her does not make her feel any type of way, especially this newer generation. They don't see their vaginas as having value. They don't care if you're pumping and dumping them. They want to have sex just like you want to have sex. So if you're casually having sex, now the mindset of women is casual sex is great. It means absolutely nothing. I can engage in it because men can engage in it. How are you winning? How is that making her feel some type of way? No, if the true goal is for change between Black men and Black women, something drastic is going to have to be done. And y'all thinking about pumping and dumping and treating them like whores and sluts is you winning. That's not working. Oh, he left again. He's always leaving me. I don't know. He can't carry me over no puddle. He can't even carry me through this show. I don't even know what that is. Is that reindeer? What type of emojis? Oh, okay. Thank you, Let喚s. Guys have these circular discussions about female nature but come and cry online rather than doing something to fix the issue, then wonder why they get no respect. Exactly. Like something has to be done. Pumping and dumping is not getting anything done. Okay, well then SW fine. Then what's the point? If you're gonna treat her like anything, what's the point? I'm not understanding. I really don't understand. Because it is a circular discussion, and me, frankly, I'm getting fed up with it because I'm a person of action. And if men are tired of women being the way that they are and they want change, the only way that you're going to enact change is by doing what will actually work.
Actually, SW said something interesting. Truly good women don't have those problems. They don't.
No, I don't have those problems.
The women who are good are not getting pumped and dumped.
I don't have those problems, but we're not talking about those women. We're talking about majority of population of women. That's why you have these groups in the so-called manosphere popping up. This is why a lot of these fellas on YouTube are gaining popularity because they're having these discussions. I don't think men understand how women think about sex. Sex causes women to bond with a man. You guys are only thinking at it as, oh, I'm going to treat her like a hoe. Okay, so what? She'll move on to the next guy. And guess what? That guy's probably going to buy her a bag. Y'all want simping to stop? Simping is as old as time. So it's not going to stop, according to what y'all call simping. And why is a woman going to change if she can find a simp who's going to buy her something and take care of her? Like, okay, you won't do anything for her, but give her a hard, stiff one. But this dude paying her bills and rent. So now she doesn't have any, like there's no need to change. Like there's no need to change. Like there's nothing wrong with me. So men are out here saying, this is what's wrong with you, black woman. But yet y'all still are engaging with them, whether you're a simp or you're a pump and dumper, you're still engaging with her. How can she see that she's a problem? There's something is wrong with her if you're still willing to engage with her.
So women learning healthy relationships, that is a concern. A lot of people underestimate relationship skills. They just do.
I am not in denial about
that is a big problem.
I think men are in denial about reality. I think you guys think that you're treating a woman like a hoe is doing anything. It's not. Women have now gotten to the point where casual sex is in. If a man can do it, I can do it too. And marriage is not even their biggest concern anymore. As long as they're able to get what they want from a man, whether it's sex to pay their bills, a bag, whatever. So if you're still engaging her and she's getting what she wants, like you're engaging her, as if she doesn't want to have sex and you're like giving her something against her will. No, she's engaging you because she wants to have sex with you too. And casual sex is fine. So how is she losing out on the deal? How is she losing in that regard?
So you know what? You know what? If you think about what you're saying in the context of this conversation, there are a lot of women who are clearly demonstrating that they lack intelligence. See, they're getting information that's coming in that's saying, be a feminist, you don't need a man, compete with a man, and they lack the intelligence to see the patterns of women before them where it didn't work. You have more women than ever keeping their adult sons home to keep a man in the house, to have some kind of man in the home. And they're not winning. You got a bunch of women who have cats. You have a bunch of women who never married, no children. And these women lack the intelligence to see the pattern is actually a dead-end street. Because if you are 50 years old and you're going to live to be 85, 35 years of being undesirable is a very long time. So women lack the intelligence to look at the big picture long term, which makes them unqualified for a relationship.
But what you guys are still under this belief that these women feel as if they need a man, like they need you. They have made it up in their minds. And with women being able to go to school, have good jobs, make their own money, it's like, what I need a man for? I don't need a man. I can get a traveling companion. I can get a dog. I can do everything that I want to do. And if I want to have sex, someone's willing to have sex with me. Heck, if I need someone to help me with my bills, someone can do that. I can do that too without the constraints of marriage. There are women do this. A lot of women do still desire marriage and need a man and feel, know and understand that a man is needed for a healthy, balanced relationship. But the women that you are complaining about, those women don't care. They don't. They get their sex from y'all. You move on, she moves on.
Women are actually attempting suicide at like 3.5 times the rate of men.
But that has nothing to do with the lack of a man in her life.
They are attempting suicide because life is not happening in a way that they desire.
Again, I'm talking about a specific woman, the type of women that they're complaining about. That's not all women. There are very good women out there.
3.5 times more likely to attempt suicide. That's not talking about the women with high-paying jobs who are doing heroin.
Well, that's not anything new.
I got it. But so this is what I'm saying. Women, and they are even not even choosing intelligence for themselves to make better decisions.
Okay. What's your point?
They are choosing sex over intelligence, even for themselves.
Okay. But again, what is your point? What's the point that you're making?
What do you do with those women?
You leave them alone. You stop pumping and dumping them. You stop engaging them. And yes, good women are a needle in a haystack, but there's resources you can use to find them. You don't focus on the ones that you're having problems with, the ones that are giving you problems. You leave them alone. That's why they won't change, because someone is willing to deal with them. You guys really do think you're winning. And if these women have now truly gotten to this place where they don't even want to birth your sons, because this is the disdain they have for Black men. They don't care. They just want y'all to either have sex with them or pay some bills and take care of them. And that's it.
Hey, I want to say thank you. Judith just sent me a $20 Cash App. Thank you for that, Judith.
I need some royalties off of this, because you blowing up on this on YouTube and Chill Fridays.
YouTube and chill. You want to chill with me? You see you like chilling with me on YouTube on Friday. We're gonna have to figure out how to do this in the same location.
You're going to oh, that'd be nice. I don't know. You don't not you can't seem to keep your hands off of me though.
Mm.
See, look at you. Look at you. You don't know how to keep your hands to yourself. See? End up with an assault charge. Wait a minute. I gotta do this way. I gotta remember the camera's the other way.
Mm.
What you for? Why are you making them noises like that?
Did you heard that?
Yes. Everybody heard you. Are
So
you
that's what I was saying. He said women just speak out of emotions, not sense. That's why I'm saying if you allow a woman to lead you, this is why a man being himself and using his intelligence has power.
right? And your intelligence as a man is to understand that just you having sex with a woman, treating her like a hoe, is not getting you anywhere. It's not getting the community anywhere. So if you're having sex with them, it's defeating the purpose. Like if the true desire is for men and women to engage one another in healthy relationships, especially Black women and Black men to have healthy relationships and cooperate with one another, men have to use their intelligence. Men are the leaders. So yes, it's gonna have to start with y'all. That's just it. It's gonna have to start with men.
So I got it. Strippers and porn stars are getting married, but are they really marrying quality men though?
Right.
What kind of men are they marrying?
Exactly. So certain groups of people we gotta leave out. Certain people have just accept people who are getting married and they're low vibrational. They've accepted their lot in life. They're not trying. They've accepted that what they're gonna get is what they're gonna get. So they're fine with that. But a lot of people aren't just fine with it. A lot of people do want men to, a lot of people do, a man, usually quality men want quality women, and quality women want quality men. Unfortunately, when it comes to women, quality women are very scarce.
So what are women doing to learn relationship skills? And I think people underestimate that question.
The women who do truly desire a healthy relationship and she understands what that entails and what is necessary to do to obtain it, she's listening, she's learning, she's actually basically studying men, learning what men want, men desire, and she's seeing if she fits that, and if she's not, she's fixing what does not qualify her. But then you have the other ones who really don't care.
I got it. I don't know if women really understand relationship skills. See, you can go to college and they tell you you have to have this information, and the way I know you have that information is you have a degree. And if you have an advanced version of that information, you have a master's degree. And if you're more advanced, you have a doctorate, right? So it doesn't matter what your profession is, you have the information. And that tells me that I can put you in a certain capacity and you'll be able to function and develop certain experience because you have the information. Are women intentionally getting the information to function well in a relationship? Or are they depending on a college degree to give them that, which it does not? Not even for a man, a college. I mean, education supports you in being able to problem solve.
Listen,
It does.
Again, there are women out here who understand what it is truly that men want. Okay. They're in the minority. The ones who don't will lead with things like college degrees, how much money she has, how she can help you build, be a ride or die, all of that nonsense.
I understand, but the deal is when you go look for a job, you understand that you need to talk about the experience you have in accounting and engineering, project management, finance. when you meet a woman, can she talk about, not that she's had a bunch of different guys and that's my experience, or do you have the ability to function effectively in this capacity? So if it's in a finance department, talk to me about your education and your experience in finance. Great. So I can hire you at this level. When you get to this level, I'll pay you more. It's the same thing in a relationship. Can women actually talk about their relationship, how they are experienced in conflict resolution, listening, negotiating, or like the first guy who joined us, and women who really wanted to use invalidation?
Here's the thing: men lead in relationships. So if a man is leading, that conversation will happen. And if she's not willing to open up and talk about her.
Okay. So see, once again, then we're getting back to intelligence. This is a guy using his intelligence to actually be able to understand. It's going to come back to intelligence then. See, you don't have to put it on display, but people think intelligence is telling you all the information. This is all the stuff I know, and I can show you how smart I am. But real intelligence knows the questions to ask. And you may not even ever see how intelligent the person is, because they know how to ask the questions as opposed to display their intelligence. And that's the power a lot of men have.
Okay, so then why aren't they utilizing it?
That's why we're having this conversation.
Doesn't seem like the men grasp what you're trying to say. I'm not saying that in the chat.
Well, what is it to grasp? I don't get it.
That men need to lead. Men need to lead in the dating process. They need to utilize their intelligence to lead.
Well,
and I think a lot of excuses and justifications. There are a lot of good women out here.
So I gave examples, and some may say that's crude because I picked up a woman, physically, literally picked up a woman I didn't know, except without question, you better believe I was leading in those situations. And I led as a man.
Yes, you did.
And I didn't have to say, hey, I'm intelligent. You should. I knew what questions. So that woman, I met her on a subway. From just looking at behavioral patterns, I knew I could ask certain questions. Okay. And I knew the space was available for me to lift her up and she wasn't going to scream rape or sexual harassment. I used intelligence without telling her that. But she was also intelligent enough to be able to recognize and not respond irrationally.
And that's another good point, because men need to use their intelligence to avoid women who are basically lowbrow, low vibrational, women who are not cooperative, women who are combative, women who are not feminine, who are not inspiring. Everything that you do not want in a woman, men need to use their intelligence to circumvent those women.
No, you need to know what you do want so you can recognize it.
Right, but
that's the most important. Most people spend their life focused on what they don't want.
So I get that and understand that, but men need to also understand that for the most part, there are some times where you're going to some woman is she's gonna look like the ideal woman. She's gonna appear like the ideal woman. So in this regard, that's when your intelligence. You have to use your intelligence to figure out if she is truly who she says she is.
Someone said women today fight male leadership.
Of course. Yes. They were raised to do such.
And that's why being bold, this is why you have an advantage as a man. By being bold, there is power in boldness, because what you are showing right out the gate is I'm not to be ever controlled. And women will respect a man she cannot control. Like some of you guys have already stated that once she thinks she can control you, it's game over. She has no respect. She's looking for that guy she can't, even if she's married to you. So that's a benefit of boldness and being yourself and using your intelligence. Basically, in some ways, I'm saying you can exploit women.
Why would you say that? Would it be okay if I said women can exploit men?
No, you can exploit in the sense of knowing who she really is. Without you can expose her as maybe you can with your intelligence, you can expose a woman for who she is.
That's true. Yes, you can bring the wolf out of the sheep's clothing.
But not if you're ashamed to be a man, if you're and part of being a man is being bold, being assertive, you have a divine right as a man to do that. I'm not saying go grab her breast. I gave you some stories that were oh, sorry, I'm boring you.
I'm tired. I went to the gym earlier and I'm tired.
You should go to bed earlier.
Well, I had a late night, so.
Yeah, I got you. I won't ask you any questions.
Oh, it's not what you think. No.
So
I was watching the versus battle last night, and I know you don't know what that is.
listen, there's not a whole lot more to say. You have a right to be a man, you have a right to be masculine, you have a right to be intelligent, you have a right to use all of those things simultaneously. And you have a right to create boundaries.
Better.
and you need to understand that your intelligence and your masculinity are things that are not there to be controlled by a woman, because even though she may want to control them, she does not understand them.
Correct.
She most likely will misuse your masculinity and your intelligence to her advantage, except she won't know how to actually maximize it because she doesn't have it, even if she wants to pretend she does. So you have a right to exude those things. And if she wants to choose sex over that, yes, you can be bold and you can, I know people who had sex on a first date and married and they're still together. That happens more than people realize. Some women are ashamed to admit that, but it happens much more than people know. So you're part of your boldness and masculinity can create a safe haven for a woman. Yes, and sometimes you let people fall. Well, myth twist, if you want a woman to control you, there are lots of them out there who would line up for that.
That will only work because I mean that's a small group of women. For the most part, women want men to be in control. However, they want say so in how he's in control. So it's a little convoluted. But outright control, you might want to go hang in the BDSM groups. Start there.
They'll line up and they'll control him until they resent him for allowing him to be controlled by a woman.
That's true.
And then they'll leave and the next one will come in and do the same thing. So,
but there are some women who actually truly do enjoy controlling a man. I know one such woman who absolutely loves wearing the pants in her relationship, in her marriage. And she really wears the pants in that marriage. Like it's crazy.
I'm still doing some research on a topic where stuff like that happens, where the woman wears the pants. It's interesting the impact that it has on the boy, on the son.
They don't have anything, goodness.
I'm not ready to present that yet, but it's very interesting.
Luckily, they don't. And I mean, not to get personal, but it's the main reason why I'm divorced. My ex-husband, and we ended up having gender role reversal in our marriage. And I ended up resenting him because I had to I didn't want to take control, but I had to take control in certain aspects in our marriage. Because if I didn't, then things would have just fell apart completely. And yeah, I resented him for it. And it led to the demise of our marriage.
And you know what? Someone said, "I'll turn a dom woman into a switch real quick." So I actually dated a woman who was a dominatrix, and I was
Oh, come on, give us some details. Interesting.
I met her when I was 19 and she was 32. But the deal is, I didn't even at 19, even at 20, I didn't even know I couldn't even spell dominatrix. I didn't know what that was. So I thought she was joking. And when she finally told me what she did, at 20 years old, I understood that a woman who's that dominant with men has a fantasy. And it's to be with a man that she can never, ever control. And I told her I would make her fantasy come true because she would never be able to control me.
Okay. And
that is what she wanted.
Oh, she wanted a man that she couldn't control.
That she could never, ever, ever, ever dominate in or out of bed.
Okay. So PJ asked, I think he's asking me the question, did you think you made the right decision? Yes, I know for certain I made the right decision. So you can dominate her and in or out of bed. And
in bed, I could absolutely dominate her.
I mean, you could, but so
I did 100%.
Okay. But that's what all women want. Majority of women want a man who is going to be in control, in the lead. Women want men to lead. The trick is women need to learn to just sit back and not try to micromanage the way men lead. That's the biggest problem.
This is why I talk about boldness and manliness, because you have to take it. And without hurting, without maliciousness, but you have to create boundaries and take it.
Yeah, just you're gonna have to be assertive.
Exactly.
What did you say? Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. And there are boundaries. Like, no, this is it. That's it right there. That's enough. Don't go any further. But you cannot let a woman push your boundaries and then you do nothing about it. You have to, if you say, hey, if you do this, these are the consequences, and you have to follow through with that.
Because women are known to try to test and push the boundaries just to see what they can get away with.
Exactly.
It is just, it takes high emotion.
She's gonna take that 1 inch and she's gonna turn it to 2. And then she's going to exhaust all 4 of your inches.
Why are you looking at a good way? Which way sometimes, it may be good if she exhausts all 4 of your inches, though. You might want to go 5-6 inches because that's average,
right? Then you get to the average, dude. Right?
Yeah. Because you're making men look bad by putting out that 4 inches.
Okay. Release the Kraken.
Oh my gosh.
In the words of Sheldon.
You two have such similar qualities.
Yes, Nelly. Now, yes, you cannot be afraid. There are times when you play a very dominant role. Hemp seeds for your inches. You'll have to tell us about that.
I always make sense. Y'all gonna leave me alone.
So myth twist. I've been with a lot of women taller than me. I guess that's
okay. First, you're gonna have to say how tall you are.
That's not common. Well, I've been with women as tall as 6'2", and I'm not 6'2".
I mean, but there's not that many women who are over 5'9". So how are you coming across all these very tall women?
In New York, there are lots of tall women.
Okay.
It's very common.
I'm short, you know. I'm short.
Okay. So 2 hours and 50 minutes is what we've been doing this.
I
And you're
think we should go make it an even 3.
No.
No.
6'1". So
Who is the Flying Dutchman? The Flying Dutchman about to pull up with the Kraken.
but you know what? Right. If women bring drama, if more men walk away from that, then they'll start getting the message. It's not acceptable.
Okay. When you say walk away, what's walk away? Because I thought when men were walking away, but yet they're still having sex with these women. So they're not getting the message if you're still willing to deal with them in any capacity. They're still getting their needs met. So.
Okay.
And PJ says, why do women have impossible standards like height for women, like for men? I wouldn't say impossible standards. There's a lot of men who meet certain height.
8%, 6'2" and up. It's 8% of the population.
I will say it's unrealistic, saying that you only want to deal with a man who was over 6 feet tall, because that's not. I mean, there's not that many men in the population who are 6 feet and up. But I think for tall women, it's a realistic standard and expectation, because if I'm 5'9", I'm not going to want to date someone who's shorter than me.
But you know, you'd be surprised how many 6-foot women don't mind dating a guy who's like 5'8", because
the likelihood of them meeting a guy.
No. She's thinking about her daughter and how she was teased in school for being so tall. So she's looking for a guy. If she dates a guy taller than her, I know a woman who's 6 foot and her husband's 6'2", and their son is 7'1", and their daughter's 5'10". So a lot of women who've been teased in school are looking for some guy who will kind of normalize. Maybe her daughter will be 5'7", 5'8". So
right, that's why I'm only 5'3". So I would want a taller man, because I wouldn't want to have short children, very short children. Unfortunately, I mean, it doesn't really work out that way. My ex-husband is 6 feet tall, maybe 6'1", and our daughter is only 5 feet tall. And she's still growing, so it didn't work. So women, yeah.
Wow, Nelly Nell said he bumped into a 7-foot chick. Wow, I've never even seen a woman that tall. Wow.
She's manly. Wow, 7 feet. That is crazy. He likes tall women. It's easier in the shower. How?
Yeah, I saw that.
How is that? Like gravity, like.
No, he's probably tall. So if a woman's too short, that's too.
You just pick her up.
And that's in the shower. It's slippery. That's risky.
Okay, I mean, you put a shower mat down, so you don't have to slip. You pick her up. You have her against the wall, or you have her bent over.
That can be risky. That could be risky, depending on the
shower mat. Even a standard shower. Okay. I think y'all just being lazy, but that's all right. That's just me.
Yeah, that's risky.
Nah, no, it's not. You just put a slip-resistant shower mat down, and voila, you have some sexy time in the shower.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna
6 more minutes.
What do you mean 6 minutes? What are you gonna do? Just
2:54. That's an odd time to just end it. Like.
So we're gonna spend 6 minutes looking at you, hiding yourself.
6 minutes looking at you.
Hiding yourself. Look at you.
Hiding myself. Why are you making that face? You got this serious face going on. What's going on? Okay, well, y'all gonna have to explain this. I know most men are taller, but y'all really gonna have to explain why it's so difficult to be in a shower. I mean, it was never difficult for me.
Oh gosh, that's an offline conversation.
No, that is not. This is YouTube and Chill Fridays where we talk about all things sex. So where we talk about all things sex. So y'all gonna have to explain that one. Like you just pick her up, and I just think y'all are lazy.
So what are your final thoughts for today's topic? Do people choose sex over intelligence?
Yes, people choose sex over intelligence. If people chose intelligence, they wouldn't end up what they end up with. You wouldn't see what's going on in the Black community, where over the high rate of out of wedlock babies and the rate of single mothers, single women who are mothers versus single men who are fathers. So it's disproportionate.
Okay. So it's interesting. So you in your profession, there aren't many women claiming they are looking for an intelligent man. That's really interesting.
No, it's not on the list. Even when you go into these singles groups, so even when we're in your group Straight Talk, I see several posts about name your top 3 or top 5.
So you know what that may say that a lot of women don't even see themselves as intelligent. And if anyone knows what the Dunning-Kruger effect, I'll type it.
You look so serious when you're typing.
It's something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect essentially says that people overestimate their intelligence. And so the average person, I forget their first names, but Dunning and Kruger ran a ton of thousands of studies and found out that the overwhelming majority of people overestimate their intelligence. And the crazy thing is, people who actually have high intelligence generally underestimate their intelligence. And so this whole notion of people overestimating their intelligence, they call it the Dunning-Kruger effect. And I think a lot of women fall into that. That's what the first guy who came on, he's probably meeting women who overestimate their own intelligence.
Mm-hmm. So you're David Dunning and Justin Kruger.
I was just looking for the names. Right. Oh man, you guys are on it, huh? You guys know this stuff, huh? Yes. So there are women who overestimate their own intelligence, and you probably will find them being defensive. And some of you guys are underestimating your own intelligence, completely underestimating them.
And then the actual one tells people have a sort of imposter syndrome. What the heck is that?
Well, the intelligent people underestimate their intelligence. They found that so many people didn't realize how intelligent they were until they started looking at the amount of friends, their acquaintances that they were constantly in contact in conversations with, and those people were always intelligent. They didn't realize they were intelligent until they really looked at the people around them and how intelligent they were. And they were always wondering, why these intelligent people want to speak to me? It's because you are one of them. That's why. That kind of birds of a feather thing. So there are women who, even though they overestimate themselves, they kind of, it can be somewhat devastating when a person confronts the limits of their own intelligence. So if we just did it from numbers, the average IQ of 100, and you meet someone with an IQ of 145, you're going to see that 100 is average, and you are so limited when you look at that person who has a 145. Like, So you're going to come face to face with your own limits. And so if someone is even above average with 125, they're more intelligent than 95% of the population. But to meet someone with 145, that's less than 2% of the population. That can be devastating to see. You know, I've always been intelligent, but now you're like almost nothing now.
Okay.
Right, exactly, Let′s. That's a big problem. Exactly. So a lot of these women are not asking for intelligence. And some guys think it doesn't matter to have a woman who has intelligence. That's unfortunate. But you need to think about your offspring also, because they say the boys inherit intelligent genes from the mother and the girl from the father. So these are things to consider.
And yes, because men aren't looking for it either, because my clients, it's not really something that they think about.
Yep. Hey, Rom, tough. There are different categories, but one thing that that all intelligent people, regardless of categories, one of the things they're going to have is something called pattern recognition. It's the most, when they do IQ tests, it's the most important aspect of the IQ test, which is the ability to recognize patterns in everything, people's behavior, planetary movements, finance. You know, if you're good with finance and you look at a company's financial reports, you'll be able to see patterns in it to see if they're doing well or poorly, or they're about to go off a cliff. So many things have patterns. And that's the one thing, you know, I think you came late. That's the one thing that you guys, as being intelligent, will have to your advantage, is that your ability to recognize patterns and be able to leverage that intelligence to move that woman in the direction that you want. Just make sure you know whether you're getting what you want in return from that.
All right.
So you got your, I see you just needed a little more time. You like putting me to work. You just need a little extra time. A few more minutes. Don't stop, right? That's what I'm saying. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. I need 6 minutes, Dougie, right?
It worked. I got what I got.
You got yours now, huh?
I got mine. Did you get yours?
I'm still working. I got it. I'm put you in another position here, and then
that's for you, because I'm done.
you're done.
It's over with.
No, I got something for you. So
turn the lights on. It's over. We're done.
Right, PJ. Right. They have lots of test questions on patterns. Very much. And myth twist, that is a big problem, is to mistake education for intelligence. The only way I can hear a woman has high intelligence is if she tells me her degree is in physics or math or aeronautics engineering. Otherwise, that the
I'm gonna tell you right now, not me.
those are majors that out the gate require a high IQ. I mean, you can have a high IQ in any profession, but those generally, especially mathematics. So
is that what it takes? Was that what a girl's got to do to become Mrs. Santos? Have a degree in physics or aeronautics and whatnot, huh?
Well, we'll practice physics. That's what we'll do.
But that's not the question I asked.
I know. You said that's not the what you're asked? You said something about, did you say something about your asked? I didn't hear you.
Absolutely not. I said that's not the question that I asked.
Oh, asking. Okay. All right. So, look, guys. Oh, PJ, you majored in mathematics. Very cool. I can see that. Very cool. Yeah. Good. So, listen, your intelligence is the super weapon. Just never be afraid to be bold, to be manly. That's your divine right. Otherwise, you would have been born as a woman.
What? Wait. Huh?
You have the divine right to be masculine. You were born as a man. You have a divine right to be masculine. Otherwise, you'd have been born as a woman.
That's true. Although it's great being a woman.
Well, we love you being a woman. So but you can use your intelligence to ask questions. Be powerful with asking questions and be bold about it. And don't let yourselves get shaken up when a woman gets upset and you can't ask me those questions. Sure, you can. You have a right to ask it. If she doesn't like it, then let her go. That's or however you're gonna do it. Letitia doesn't like pump and dump, but sometimes that's all a woman ever earns.
Listen,
And there's nothing you can say about that.
It's not that I don't like it. I just feel that it is counterintuitive to what the outcome men desire. That's why I say don't do it. What people choose to do is what people choose to do. I don't judge. I don't care. It's just counterintuitive. So if you want change, you got to do something different. But hey, if you want to if men are just, if it's all about the fact that you just want to keep venting and keep complaining and letting the cycle continue, then by all means, have fun, live your life. But if you want change and you want something different, you got to and pumping and dumping is not how to do it, because they don't care. They really don't.
Well, the way you really do it is you do a YouTube and chill every Friday at 2:00. And then you check me out on Sundays at 7:00 with Straight Talk. If you're not connected to me on Facebook, I can get you in my group called Straight Talk. Love to have you in there. We talk about a whole lot of crazy stuff. There's both men and women in that group. So I always appreciate you guys and your support. Love the support. The Cash Apps and Super Chat. And Letitia, always love having you here with me. And someone said you and I should make I think he said a porn movie or something like that.
Absolutely not.
So, I'm just reading what was written. That's not my idea. I didn't say it.
See that anywhere written. You're making.
Oh, it's in Instagram. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to say marriage and a baby. Oh my gosh! And y'all up here talking about porn. What does that look like? Why are you making that face? What is wrong with you? What? What are you doing? Looking like the Terminator.
Everyone, next Friday, I'll be back with YouTube and chill. I'll be back. Hey guys, thanks a lot. You guys always great. Love the conversation. If you have any ideas for some other topics, let me know. And I'll be back. So enjoy the weekend. Take care, everyone. And thanks, Letitia. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right. Bye.